Welcome to a whole new adventure within the Milky Way galaxy and beyond. Welcome to Mass Effect Adventum.
Welcome, everybody, as we start Episode 2 of Mass Effect Adventum. This is our Mass Effect role-playing game, and we're starting with Episode 2, the Janus Collective. Just kind of remember, or kind of a bit of a brief recap from our last episode. Aboard the Citadel, kind of an eclectic group of strangers slowly found their paths merging into one singular adventure. Having been seemingly recruited by the mysterious and yet strangely unimposing Grand Master, this group finds themselves shuttled off to an undisclosed location to hopefully understand why they've truly been brought together. If you guys remember, you were aboard the Citadel, you had found the Grand Master, and he had taken you to this kind of strange location out in space, and as you were seeing this kind of frozen planet, and this strange structure as you were coming around, it was illuminated. You saw that it was the size of kind of a strange Citadel-like ship being constructed on space. Lots of ships going up and down from the planet's surface up to this kind of giant construction dock. We pick up kind of right where we left off. You guys are aboard this kind of shuttlecraft that is the Grand Master's. He's been very cordial to you guys. He's said, hey, it's an open bar, refreshments and such. But the ship is making its way closer to the planet. You're all kind of in the lounging area of this shuttle. All of you are together. And we open up there. Is there anything that anyone wants to do? No? Okay. You guys kind of take your time. You're just kind of, again, it's been a whirlwind of experience for most of you. As a reminder, you've all received messages and cryptic, almost like recruitingness messages as you've come to realize as the Grand Master. All kind of trying to feed into your own individual kind of senses of either adventure, seeking of wealth, maybe knowledge. You've all have your own different reasons why you've decided to answer the call. But the time has come, and you're here, you're aboard the ship, and as it slowly moves closer to like the planet's atmosphere and the surface, I'll just have everyone roll for me, please. And then can everyone just do a quick spot check?
Remind me again, we add this total bonus onto our roll.
Correct.
Yes. I got a 23.
Damn.
Whoa.
I got a natural 20
Damn.
plus
Eagle
Dang.
eye.
29.
A 17.
Just 10.
You got a 10?
Yep.
Okay. And then, Chizira?
15.
Okay. So, both Jazira and Valor, you kind of see that there's clearly this ship that's being built out there. It's kind of hard to really make it out between like the darkness of space, maybe the illumination inside the cabin, but you see that there's definitely a large structure out there. Malovia and George and Volk, you all see that this structure is definitely a strange kind of recreation of the Citadel. It seems to be not necessarily on the full scope and size of it, but as you're kind of moving closer, and your shuttle is particularly kind of moving away from this thing that's in dry dock out there and moving towards the planet, you see that there is a massive amount of not only ships that are working on it and constructing it, but there seems to be these smaller comparatively to the size of this large structure ships, but them in themselves are massive. And there seems to be this entire construction project going on out in the middle of seemingly nowhere. The shuttle continues to move into the atmosphere and seems to be moving towards a snow-capped mountain peak as the shuttle is moving. The Grand Master, we're almost there. I'm so happy. Finally made it. It's been so long. I can't believe all of you are here. I'm just so excited for you to meet everyone, and they're just so excited to meet all of you.
Well, then let's get on our way then.
Yes. Oh, I will check with the pilot. I'll be right back.
I have a quick question. Malovia kind of points a Turian finger, or appendage out the window. Forgive me asking, but is the building of this regulated? Does the council know about this, or are we just are we the first people from the Citadel to know of this project?
The Grandmaster just kind of stares at you. It's hard to read his face because he's encased within his apparati. And he just kind of stares at you and tilts his head. I'll go check on the pilot. And
excuse me. I have a question. I'm sorry. Who is everyone?
well, everyone on the planet, of course. Everyone who's so excited to... I assumed that you all knew what... I don't want to spoil it, but this is quite an endeavor. You seemingly have joined up. Is that not? You're all interested in learning more about this, I guess, yes?
I'm just interested in getting paid.
Of course you are.
Yes.
You paid, you will, if that's what you truly want. I'm sure it's hard to find work now after, well... I'm sorry. I should check on the pilot, but I don't want to be rude.
You mind if I go with you to your pilot?
Well, I'm sure that's fine, of course.
Sure. Carry on. I'll follow your lead.
Okay, and he starts to walk into... And he's he's staring at you.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's really hard to tell what he's thinking or saying because it's just this mask.
Lovey is slowly taking another drink of Turian brandy.
Yeah, okay, sanctioned by this, and kind of walks into, come with me, and starts to waddle a little bit. So at this point, George Nickens and the Grandmaster have moved kind of to the front part of the ship. So your eyes are all still in this lounge together.
All right, Doctor. Something is much more up than we previously thought. I mean, I'm sure as we all, when we got this missive, as mysterious as it is, as we have compared notes, this seems beyond what I could have expected.
Indeed, beyond me as well. Everyone. What does he mean by everyone? Many people are already here? Waiting for us? Waiting for what? Clearly this is under construction.
I'm not quite sure. He is quite a strange little fellow.
And he seemed to know something about you. He was hinting on that you apparently need the money, but stopped himself from going any further, so that raises the questions of how much does he and his friends know about each of us?
A great deal, I suppose. More than we know about him.
Then what is stopping this from not just being a friendly seek-out, get-paid mission, and instead some kind of blackmail mission? I may partake in drink, but my agent skills do not fail me.
Well, I suppose we have no choice but to wait and see till we get to the planet.
Zero, what do you think? Do you trust this fellow? Do you trust this Volus?
I don't trust anything if I can't see their face.
We cut to it's not a large ship, so as the Grandmaster is kind of waddling his way, he's like, I'm sure you just want to check out the specifications of the equipment and the ship itself, or were you planning on piloting it yourself?
I push him against the wall.
Well,
Well, you guys don't see.
Yeah,
it.
this
I
is
know,
like
that's
okay,
Emily.
okay,
That's
yeah.
Emily reacting like, eh.
Listen, how much information do you have on all of us?
well, you've been all chosen for a reason.
That's not what I asked you.
What do you want to know? I would not be becoming of me to tell any information about the rest of your crew. It's really up to them to really relay information about themselves.
Well, what do you know of me?
I mean, you're pretty brazen with your N7 history. It seems to be you're wearing that armor. You haven't seemed to have changed out of it, but we all know that you're not really still part of the N7 anymore. You're a Spectre or something else that you seem to have been pretty brazen about as well. What else would you like me to relay about yourself?
I'm sure you know how confidential contacting a Spectre is, correct?
Yes, of course.
So,
But you also are kind of beyond the work for the Citadel, but are outside of the laws of the Citadel, and yet you are able to take on missions that you deem worthy of protecting.
What can you tell me right now that would make me gain enough trust in you to not think that you're sending us into a trap, as I put my hand on the hilt of my pistol? You haven't told us any information yet.
Okay, go ahead and roll for me, please, and can you do Intimidate?
yeah. 14 plus 14. 14.
Perhaps it's better if I just show you. I understand. I tell you, well...
You have to give me something here.
To be honest, I don't know what to tell you. So if you'd like, and you feel more comfortable, you can just draw your weapon and shoot me if you don't want to go any further.
Are you asking me to shoot you?
No, I don't want to be shot, but I'm just saying, if you feel like you're walking into a trap, a fair compromise is if you have me as a hostage, and then that way, if you don't feel safe, you can just get back on the ship and go.
You have balls. I let go of them.
I don't. It's just okay. My sexual reproductive parts really don't.
It was a figure of speech.
He's kind of mumbling as himself as he's moved. Don't understand why that's relevant to this conversation. But,
Where is the pilot?
I was just taking you until
Well,
you
keep going.
and he's like right there, so he just kind of extends a hand and it just pushes a button. Door opens up. Henry, there's someone here that'd like to check out. I don't actually know why you want to. Why you just want to come on aboard? And
You're taking us to an undisclosed location and not giving us any information other than we were VIP to your test?
yes, you broke my riddle very well. I knew that you were the excellent candidates that I knew you would be.
Where is the pilot?
Yeah, the door's open. He's just kind of like, you can go in if you.
Okay. So I walk in.
What is going on here? Henry's your name?
So as you walk in,
Did you say his name already? Or
he said his
okay.
name was Henry. You see that like it's a very small kind of cockpit. There's enough room for just kind of this pilot who's there. He's a human male. There's a seat next to him, obviously like a co-pilot seat. But he's kind of moving you guys closer into the atmosphere. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to fly a ship. What do you want? Who are you?
Listen, Henry, that is your name, correct?
That is my name. It hasn't changed since. I'm sorry. You know my name. Who are you?
Listen, what is going on here? Why are you taking myself and my comrades to an undisclosed location that looks like the Citadel?
We're going to the planet, and he's like moving closer to the atmosphere. We're not going. I'm taking you to the station.
Is there a way to have my comms so they can hear this?
I don't know if you guys did you guys share comms?
we did.
We did share
Oh
comms.
yeah, then
yeah.
you definitely can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just tap this while he keeps talking.
Yeah. So it's like so this
right.
information is being
Yeah.
relayed. Yeah, it's like I'm taking you to the surface. You need to go to the facility and check in. You need to meet, the boss, and then from there, I guess
And
he'll
who
explain.
is this boss?
Look, it's not my. I'm. If you don't want me to focus on flying, and he like slowly stops the ship, so everyone feels like this jerk, kind of as you guys were entering the atmosphere, and now he's just like leveled off the ship. So, look, I don't know your experience with flying ships, but I really need to focus. So either like
pretty well trained. I can fly the ship
great.
if I need
So
to.
you understand that I need to focus on what I'm doing. So let's just figure this out because I'm just the taxi driver, more or less, and you're asking me these questions as I'm trying to take you to where you need to go. Are you familiar with this planet? Are you familiar with DK07J2871?
No.
Oh, great. So you wouldn't know that it's really, really dangerous to go in at certain times because of the winds. Oh,
No.
you wouldn't know that.
No.
So like right now, you're endangering both me and yourself and your friends.
You have a point.
Yeah, great. So what exactly do you need to know?
I'm just taking a precaution. We have been invited to an undisclosed location, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out what is going on and how our information was obtained in the first place.
So he looks at you, back to the Grandmaster, back to you. So I'm sorry, you got aboard a ship that you didn't know where and what it was going to?
Yes.
And now you're concerned about where you're
It
going.
sounds idiotic, but I get it.
Get the hell out of my room.
This is not sounding super great.
He's really
Get
choking
out.
in there.
It's-
Should I go help him?
Oh, he's...
Now let's let him struggle for a little.
Look, he's a specter.
That's funny. Well,
That being said, one more minute, charge right in there.
I'm timing it now.
I go back to everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as you hear it, you're just like...
I will.
You hear as Henry's kind of like closing, like the doors closing.
Yeah.
You hear a distinct like locking sound as if like he's kind of activated a lock. But for like that brief moment, he's like, "Grandmaster, bring home these." So he's kind of like mumbling to himself, but you're kind of getting the feeling that the relationship between this pilot and the Grandmaster isn't necessarily very cordial.
Okay. Okay.
He's like, I don't, again, know what you were trying to do there, but hopefully you were able to do it well. And he just kind of looks at you. Again, you can't really tell because he's got a mask on, but you can get the feeling that he's smiling. Like a genuine smile as he's looking at you.
Well, let's just carry on with where we need to go. Grandmaster.
Yes, great.
Where did you get your name from, by the way? Why did they call you?
It was awarded to me.
By whom?
Well, myself.
So you gave yourself the name Grandmaster. Why?
Well, because I've earned it.
I don't even want to go through the process of figuring out why you called yourself Grandmaster.
Great!
But if,
And he continues to move into the next room. Well, everyone, no, and you feel quickly as the ship, everyone kind of like does a dip back down in the atmosphere. Oh,
I feel sick.
don't worry. The commander here has been able to solve the situation. Thank you, Commander.
Well done.
Oh, have you guys not? I'm sorry. That's why I figured I put out the spread, and I figured you would all talk and get to know each other. I know that you're just meeting relatively soon, but he starts talking about the refreshments and the food, and this is what normal social and it was an environment. And yes,
Oh, this is just Emily asking the GM a question. I figured out he was a Spectre last time, correct? Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, I figured out that he's a Spectre.
Not me. I did not figure that out either.
And so technically, he just said commander.
He just said Commander, yeah.
And you are wearing, I believe, just like N7.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is Alliance.
Yes, correct. That is my current rank in the N7 Alliance military.
Yes.
How I'm usually addressed is Commander Nickens.
I will call you George, as that's how you introduced me.
Please don't call me George.
Well,
George, what's your respectable name?
what are we doing here?
I have no clue.
Wasn't one of your Earth presidents named George? Is that where your parents got your name?
No. That's pretty actually pretty funny to put 2 and 2 together. But no, that's not why my name is George.
Well, regardless, an admirable effort, Commander George. In there.
Just say Commander Nickens.
Sure, Commander George Nickens.
Okay. This is going to take a bit to get used to. I get it. Shall we, Grandmaster?
Yes. Well, if everyone, we should be there momentarily. You feel like a bump as it's like a little bit of turbulence. I'm not gonna have anyone roll. You just feel it as some fighting, and he's like, we should be there momentarily. I apologize. I just feel like I wasn't. I don't want to alarm anyone, so I feel like I wasn't a proper host, and now I want to make sure that I am being a proper host, and I don't want to alarm anyone. We are almost to the facility. This is where you will meet everyone. But as Commander Nickens is a little concerned, I want to let you guys know so that you're not alarmed. He's going to pull a gun out and hold it to my head as we get off the ship.
Oh my gosh.
As he feels like that it would make him more safe and comfortable.
Wait, we never agreed to that.
So we talked about it earlier, and I just want everyone to know, if anyone else feels uncertain right now and you'd like to pull out your weapons and aim them at me as we leave, and he just shrugs. Oh, okay.
I pull out my gun.
Oh, that's an admirable plan. I took theater classes when I was younger. I can perhaps pretend to be frightened as well.
Yeah.
Blending to the, if that might help, Commander.
You just see Malovia put one of her hands in her face in her hands as she like eats a cracker, and it's just like, oh gosh.
Quite the scene.
I pull out my.
I feel much better now. My pistol is out.
Oh, good. This is why you've been chosen. I would never have thought that this would have made everyone feel better. Commander, well done indeed. As he starts to kind of move towards, where
Yes, because nothing says, ooh, we're not suspicious at all of why we're summoned here, like walking off of our ship with all of our weapons drawn and taking a hostage.
I agree. I don't even know where you got that idea from. Can we just move on?
And he goes to his tool and he projects it up, and it's like everyone sees a little bit of the conversation.
I just put my hand
where
on
he
it.
put his hand on his gun and put him against the thing, and then plays back a little bit. It's like you're playing one of your human jokes. I understand.
Sure, we'll call it that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, great. I won't have to let everyone know that. It's just we're almost here, and you just the ship kind of rocks a little bit, lands. It's like, oh, great. Follow me. And he goes to the back where there's a ramp that's going to open up. But everyone has a moment as you're all in this kind of lounge area.
Well, way to make introduction, I suppose. There. Did you get acquainted with the Grandmaster?
Acquaintance? No, probably not. I didn't learn anything other than this planet was a bunch of numbers. I don't know if you guys heard it in the comms.
Yes, we did. Thank you so much, Commander. I must commend you on that.
Also heard that you were a Spectre.
Yes, I am a Spectre.
You were trying to keep that from us.
Oh,
No,
well,
it was
you would
pretty-
know it if you knew what to look for.
Well, I totally
So you
missed it.
knew. Interesting.
Yeah.
Would you say that intimidation technique works? If I were to say push someone against the wall, then put my hand on the gun. If it's a Spectre technique, I'd love to try it sometime.
You're not gonna just try and arrest me or turn me in at some point, are you?
What for? Are you wanted?
I've been known to get into some trouble for things I don't do, just before being a Krogan.
As long as it doesn't interfere with my duties as a Spectre or put us in any danger as a group, you have my word.
Then there should be no problems.
Well, like I said, you have my word.
Good.
Malovia goes over to Commander Nickens and kind of slaps her hand on his back. Come on, Commander. This is going to be fun.
Sure. Why not? Shall we?
My gun is still out.
We're still doing the plan,
We
right?
we shouldn't put our guns out.
What about hammers?
Any weapon, I believe.
I
Any
think-
weapon.
This
know-
gives me comfort.
You should be able to walk with your hammer. Just don't make it look like you're about to kill someone.
I will do it just because, not because you told me to, but because I want to.
Yeah, but we don't have to put our pistols or assault rifles or anything like that out. I don't think it's necessary.
Maybe we should bring in some food in a fruit basket.
Yeah, everyone kind of looks as like a side panel opens up, and there's like a weapons rack of like guns, and the Grandmaster walks back. Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't help it over here. I didn't know if you were playing another prank on me, and we are now doing the thing, and I didn't know if anyone didn't have any weapons. So if you would like to hold a weapon, in case you didn't have one, you're more than welcome to.
Well, if you guys...
I run over to the weapons case immediately. Yes, 2 guns.
So you see like because they're all kind of like compact, so it's there's like an assault rifle, SMG, shotgun, sniper rifle, right?
I start looking and trying to decide which one I want to take.
Oh, good, great. So we're back on. I will inform them then that you will be coming out, and I didn't want them to. I'll be right back. And he goes to the.
Well, we might as well look at what they have, in case any
Some
weapons.
great collections here.
Is there a certain list, or we just pick?
It's like let's just say it's you can pick either. There's one of each. There's an assault rifle, SMG, a pistol, a shotgun, and a sniper rifle.
I'm fine with the weapons that I have now. You all should be cautious if you do take.
So
any of
we're
these
just
weapons.
taking weapons off the transport ship now.
You all should be cautious if you do take any of these weapons. They could be tracked, or you never know.
I immediately take a pistol.
Okay, great. Well, I'll get you stats for that after in a little bit.
I'm okay. I have my hammer.
I'm not really much one for weapons.
You guys, everyone here is kind of like a door open up, like at the front of the ship, and you see a human male pilot walk out. Jesus Christ! And like turns back around and like goes back to the pilot at the cockpit as he sees you guys pulling weapons off the racks.
Is this what they teach you in Spectre School? I'm so curious.
No, they don't. At this point, I'm just ready to move on to try to get some answers as to why we are here in the first place.
Then why don't we just go out there and see all these people who are supposedly waiting to give us a warm greeting?
I second that. And if things go south, hostage situation. The Spectre's plan.
That's a good idea.
I'm sure we can handle ourselves if anything comes up. So.
Yes,
Let's go.
we can.
Fair enough.
I look at my pistol.
Great.
I walk out.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
cool.
walk out.
As you all, as poor Malavia is kind of like taking a moment.
Taking a last shot, just like.
As this
All right.
group is kind of walking out with weapons, but then you just, whatever you got yourself into. As you get to the back, there's like a ramp, and you see that the Grandmaster's already at the bottom. And as you're walking out, you realize, again, you could kind of see that the ship was moving towards this large kind of mountain. But as you were all kind of talking, no one was really looking out the viewports to see like what you were flying into. So you just kind of make the assumption as you're now in this clearly inside the mountain. As there's this large kind of base that's been constructed here. And you look around, and it seems massive from the hangar. You're just kind of in this very large open area. There's shuttles, ships, transports, gear is moving kind of in and out. You're seeing a lot of these ships take back off and head back up in the direction of clearly the construction that's going on out there. I need everyone to roll for me, please. And can everyone please roll their spot?
16.
13.
15.
13.
Okay. And sorry, you got
16.
16. Okay. So you all are seeing that, yes, there's a lot of different equipment and crew and things going on. So I'll handle this all now. No one sees. I'll phrase it like this. You just see it's a large, very busy hangar bay. As the Grand Master's there. Yes. Oh, these are the people that I was telling you about. These are my crack team, and they're here to meet him. And he's going to give them we're going to start. And you see that he's like talking to a female human, and she's just she's wearing clothes that seem, they're not like paramilitary, they're just kind of like this utility, so they're like cargo pants, and like just like a vest. It doesn't seem like she is particularly excited or pleased to see the Grandmaster, but she's also not like upset to see him. She's like, okay, great. Like, why? You were not kidding. They have weapons out. They really okay. Great. These are your people. Okay.
Can I see if she has any kind of logo or specification on her?
Go ahead and do your spot one more time.
Ooh, that's a 17.
As she's moving closer to you, you definitely do see that she has like a patch on her arm, and it's hard to make out, but it seems like it's this weird kind of combination of this almost like two-faced head. One is looking in one direction, one is looking in another direction, all part of the same. As a Turian, I don't know if you would necessarily know what that would mean.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's coming up to you.
I mean, we're very well known in Turian history. I don't know about everybody else's.
Fair enough. She approaches. And as she approaches... Oops. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm trying to think of a good name, and I left my NPC generated thing over. Actually, it's on the computer. It's fine. She approaches, and she's like, "Hello, I'm sorry. You are, I guess, the Grandmaster's team. Is this correct?"
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, okay, great, awesome. Welcome to the facility here at DK 07J2871. It's a little bit of a mouthful, so we just refer to it as the Dick. It's yeah, that's the name they came up with. I'm sorry. It's just the first team that was here. They started setting everything up, and they just thought it was a joke, and unfortunately, it stuck. So, welcome to the Dick.
So what does everyone do here in the Dick?
Well, okay. Well, a lot of different things. Clearly, you can see that the operation is kind of moving forward. I guess my question for you is, what do you know and
Nothing.
Great. He's told you nothing.
Just that our skills were needed and that we're all here, and somehow he has information on all of us.
And compensation.
And that big thing out there may not be sanctioned.
Great. I'll give you the tour. Follow me. You already see that the Grandmaster is disappeared. He is gone. No one was focused on it.
Oh.
That he's now vanished.
Oh, he moves faster than he lets on.
Yeah, you gotta watch out. Okay, great. How about I give you the tour real quick? I apologize. You don't really need to have your weapons out.
I put my weapon back in. I don't need a weapon anyway. My biotic hand starts glowing.
Great. No, this is great. This is how I wanted to start. Doesn't matter. Everybody, I am Jennifer Carter, and I am in charge of running a lot of the security here. I'm going to take you to go see him. If clearly you don't know who him is, then that's fine. I'm going to go take you to Marcus Cerberus. He is the head of the Janus Collective. I'll let him explain what we are, but more or less we're just a group that is working for the best interest of the galaxy.
What was his name again?
Marcus.
Okay.
Sylvaeus.
Mm-hmm. He'll explain everything. He really wants to meet you. Clearly, the Grandmaster has not told you anything. He has a notion for theatrics, or at least how he thinks them. He thinks he's very cloak and daggers. Clearly, well, you've met him. So,
Well,
please.
we built up so much anticipation, I'm sure we won't be disappointed in what he has for us.
I hope. Otherwise, I guess we got to kill you.
Yo, oh, you can try.
My biotic hand starts glowing more.
It was a joke.
Yeah.
It was a joke. Yeah, okay, great. So she proceeds to lead you through it. As you're moving, can I have both Volk and Commander Nickens roll for me, please? Both of this is going to be spot.
18.
Oh, shit.
I have a very good spot check. Spot bonus.
Dude, you've been on point with Spot
18.
the whole.
Damn,
There you
okay.
go, there you go.
All right. Volk, as you're kind of walking and Jennifer is kind of giving you the tour. Like, this is the loading bay. You can see we got a lot of equipment coming in and out. Right now there's some storms coming, so we're going to shut this place down for a little bit, but that's fine. She's kind of giving you the spiel. You look around, and you see that there is, despite only having her be the security person here to have met you, she herself isn't armed. But as you look around, you see that there are lots of kind of armed personnel walking around. They are equipped with what looks like very high-tech gear. In particular, though, you kind of scan this hangar bay, and off to your right you see there is a large group of Krogans, all wearing kind of similar style armor and markings that is not like anything you've seen before with all the different Krogan clans. But yet this group in particular seems to be wearing all similar kind of gear. Can you do another roll for me, please?
Yes.
And just do... I'm trying to figure out what this would be for you. Do knowledge.
18.
Dang. Okay.
That's a good dice.
Dude.
Not only do you notice that they're Krogan seeming to wear markings that is unfamiliar to you, each one of them as you're getting closer, and they kind of look at you and you look at them as you're passing, all seem to be of different clans. So like the actual members of these Krogans are from different Krogan clans, and yet they're all wearing what looks like what you're kind of putting together is the uniform of something new. Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
So, Jennifer,
Yes.
I noticed that there's various different types of species here.
Yes.
I was wondering, it looks like you're trying to assemble some sort of new faction, new army.
She kind of looks around to what you're talking about. Well, we have a lot. We employ a lot of personnel. Yes.
It's interesting.
We don't discriminate, if that's what you mean.
It's fascinating seeing Krogans of different clans being here, wearing the same uniform.
It's a tough time from the Krogan people.
It is. It is, in fact, that.
I mean, if you would like me to introduce you to them, I'm sure I can have them. They just work here, if that's what you're asking.
Understood. Maybe later.
Okay. Sure.
It's
Great.
not every day we see Krogans of different clans together wearing uniforms that are the same.
Well, they've... Go ahead and roll for me real quick. Can you do your... do your sense motive on this.
16.
You get that she's telling you the truth, the fact that, like, they are just employees here, but you're also getting the feeling that there is something to the fact that they're all kind of forsaken their other clan markings and are wearing this.
Interesting.
But she's telling you the truth, that she's like, well, they work here. But there's something more to it.
I just take note of it.
Okay. And then, Commander Nickens, your spot. You look around, and you see that there is as you pass, everyone's kind of moving away from the hangar, kind of more into the heart of this facility. You see that there's this large, like, loading pallet as this, like, lifter is, like, taking equipment and putting it into this shuttle. As you pass, you realize that this equipment that it's loading is insanely high military-grade equipment, which It in itself doesn't necessarily fully surprise you for like a operation clearly as big or whatever this is. But as you get a little bit closer, you take a more intense look at the markings of this crating, and you see that it is. The part that alarms you is the variety of equipment. There's Alliance military equipment here. There's Turian Hierarchy Space Force equipment here. There is Asari like battle group equipment. And it seems to be just a strange collection of military gear.
Jennifer, you mind if I ask you a question?
Sure, I guess I'm your tour guide, so sure, let's do this.
I'm just curious about all these different types of weapons collected here. I've noticed that a lot of them have been used by different types of species around the galaxy.
As we said to your Krogan friend, we hire a lot of different people. A lot of different groups have been kind enough to donate equipment to the...
People donate to this establishment?
Well, yes, of course.
Who is there some type of association?
We are the Janus Collective.
And people know about the Janus Collective?
The right people, yes.
What do you mean right people?
People who are willing to donate equipment.
So would you say the council knows about this?
I'm sure there are people on the council that are aware of this, yes.
Okay. I was just curious.
Great.
That's all.
Cool. Should we continue, or would you like to... we can take a stop by the
I mean,
cafeteria.
they're really
wanted
nice
to.
weapons. I'm just curious about this.
Okay. Great.
I want to hear about this offer.
Great. I'm not really in a position to tell you that.
I
so
understand, but
if you stopped asking me all these
you
questions...
have a fascinating site. Thank you for showing us, but I would really like to get to the bottom of this. So take us to...
I apologize for wasting your time. And she, like, moves. Like, now she's, like, kind of pissed and is moving faster down this hallway. At, though, the mention of her kind of talking about the different Krogans that live here, and now that you've kind of made this comment, Commander Nickens, about, like, this equipment, Jazeera, all of your skills and training has instantly kicked in as soon as you've kind of gotten off that ship. So you're also taking a very quick mental kind of breakdown of everything that's in this room. You're categorizing all the kind of escape areas, the different ships. Like, your mind is racing through all these different kind of calculations and thoughts. Can you roll for me and do your spot as well?
$15.
Okay. Maybe it's kind of the mentioning of the Krogan, talking about other Krogan, different tech. You kind of immediately start scanning. When she keeps making this reference to, we are very open. We employ all different types of... Everyone is welcome here. You take a mental scan, and you start to see that this is kind of like a strange... I mean, their name literally has collective in it. It's a collective of different species. You're you're going through the mental checkbox. Humans, Turians, Krogan. And as you start to make this checkbox and you're going down the list, two things kind of pop out to you. There are no Batarians, which it in itself isn't really that big of a stretch. Batarians are kind of the assholes of this universe at this point. However, the other thing that surprises you is there's no Quarians here.
Janus, I have a question. I just want to ask you one thing.
Sure, can we walk and talk? Is that all right? Or do we need to stop? Do I need to point?
Yes, that's fine. I sort of quickly hurry behind her as she's walking very fast. I couldn't help but noticing that there's no Quarians or Batarians around. I notice you have Asari equipment, and obviously humans and Krogan are here, but I'm curious, is this sort of segregated?
The flotilla has decided it is not in their best interest to support the collective at this time.
What does that mean?
Well, as a more or less refugee fleet, they don't seem to have the resources needed to support our mission at this moment. That being said, we have some Quarian who are in our employ, but as a group, they have decided that their resources are spent elsewhere.
What exactly are you looking for in terms of resources?
At this point, it's a matter of material, personnel, and people with the right vision.
The right vision?
Yes, I'm sure Marcus will explain all of it to you if we just got to his quarters.
Oh. Jenny. I have a question. Before we get there, I'm seeing that we have a lot of military-grade weaponry. We got a lot of folk on this fun little base. Seems to be very much pay to play, as I am understanding. Slightly exclusive. But I was just wondering, for my own interest, what are the imports like here? So I'm thinking Turian brandy. I'm thinking other consumables, alcohol, food. Is this your kind of standard military grade, or is this a little more high end? You seem to have private investors.
Are you asking for a drink?
I'm not asking for a drink. I'm just asking what kind of drinks you have that I may partake in later.
As you can imagine, when we have a diverse group of employees, we have a diverse group of recreational activities.
Wonderful.
That being said, she reaches into her utility vest and pulls out a flask. It's starts to hand it over towards you.
Oh, I don't need any right now. But I like a woman who keeps it on her.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be an early day for me today.
You're fun.
Great.
This is going great.
This is going so good. She starts to slowly back as if she's moving towards where she's going. But as you've kind of talked about this and you're looking around, can you roll your spot for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying. Yeah, I'm trying to get her upset to see if she says anything or she. Oh, only a 12.
Okay. At this point, she's starting to move, ushering you guys quickly out of this loading area and into. A door opens up. It looks like a very large tunnelway that's leading into the farther in the mountain. You're seeing it's large enough for equipment. People can move. People are moving back and forth along the side. So you're realizing this is everyone. You're realizing how big this structure is and how it honeycombs farther into this mountain place. As you're passing through, you're kind of that you get a glimpse of something to your left. And as you look, you see that there's a group of people that are loading equipment into a shuttle. And it's hard to see fully from this distance. Also, you were drinking a little bit on the Citadel, and you were also drinking a little bit on the ship. So, your vision isn't necessarily 100% at this moment.
Yeah.
So you see what looks like a group of individuals loading equipment into a shuttle, and the ramp starts to close. And for a brief moment, you have a flash of, no, that can't be. It is the Onikuma, which, if you remember, it is a smuggling group that is kind of known to move things for a price, and they are notorious because they exist, but no one's really been able to. Everyone knows they exist, but they have eluded capture for the longest time. And you know personally why this is important. Because your ex-captain, Metis, this was his Moby Dick. This was his white whale. He wanted to catch these guys so bad. But recently, the last maybe 6 months, they just went off the grid. Everyone thought maybe their luck caught up with them. Maybe they smuggled something and maybe the group fell to like infighting, and they just kind of disappeared. This was always something that bothered him, and you just kind of catch this glimpse, but the door is closed. Okay. Continue to move forward. Jennifer's now at this point like really picking her pace. She's like trying to, okay, great. Well, I'll explain everything. He'll explain everything. Let's just get you there. And now as you're moving further into this facility, you're seeing that there are kind of this like plexiglass on the sides. You're seeing how massive it really is on the interiors. You're seeing these large kind of multi-leveled it's been, the interior of the mountain has been carved out, and there's like these structures that are like on the kind of edges of it. So you're seeing these tubes that are going up and down. Clearly looks like this is a massive undertaking. You're seeing what looks like research facilities and like some scientific equipment. You're seeing there's like a staging area out where like people are kind of training and doing like military drills. Valor, can you do a spot check for me, please?
Here we go.
You don't want to ask her a question?
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
It's a 2.
Okay. You see them working on science stuff.
Looks very sciencey in here. Fascinating. I've always been a fan of science.
My science sense is tingling.
But it's just far away. And like as you see maybe something that could have been really, really interesting, like a lift cuts in front of it. You can't see that anymore. It's like, great, we're here. We'll just get aboard this. Doesn't take that much longer for her to, it's a quick jet further into the mountain.
Oh, we're going on the lift with her?
Yeah, on the lift. She's like going up.
How much time do we have on this lift? Is it like
There's a minute. There's a minute or two if you want.
Can I ask you another question?
I mean, I guess I can't really say no. We're not really. It's not like I can leave.
Exactly. That's funny. What's your favorite drink?
I like a good bourbon.
Oh, I don't like bourbon.
Okay. What's your favorite thing to eat?
Oh, you don't want to know that.
Great, because you kind of like, as you said it, you see that like as she said it, her eyes kind of like glassed over, so that like whatever you would have said, she wouldn't have cared. You're just like, she's kind of making fun of you as you're asking these questions.
I don't pick up on it.
No, okay.
How thoughtful of her for thinking of a question for me.
Right.
Actually, I'm a little curious. What is your favorite thing to eat? If it is dried shellfish snacks, I did bring some from the Citadel. They're very crispy, salty, savory.
I thought I
Straight
smelled
from the
something
ocean.
weird.
I'll pass on those, but I appreciate the gesture from a Solarian.
Well, the offer still stands. I'll have some myself right now.
As you start to eat.
I'm looking at it, like, covering my mouth.
this elevator lift? That's just...
You just see Jennifer Carter just like, again, she presented herself as like the head of security, and you just see her just slowly, her eyes go like dead as it's like that 1,000-yard stare. She's just staring like farther into the mountain of this is what her day has turned into.
Oh my goodness! How rude of me. Would you like some?
Oh no, I don't want to eat all of yours. I'm fine, thank you.
Suit yourself.
What's the scariest thing to happen to you on this?
Oh, good, we're here.
goodness.
And the door opens up. It doesn't take long before she kind of ushers you through all these kind of different rooms and doors. Eventually you get to, it's like a very exquisite looking room. So it's kind of built with this ornateness of there's like physical bookshelves, right? So that you can see that there's like tangible books, there's like a bar, there's this large table, there's a desk in the back, and it seems to be almost kind of like a strange menagerie of different glass cases with what look like relics or artifacts from different cultures. The one thing that everyone noticed is that there are these pillars that like go down in this room, they kind of keep it up, carved out of the same stone that the mountain itself is made out of. And on each side of these pillars, there seems to be two faces. One seems to be older, kind of looking off into the distance. The other side of it seems to be younger, looking back the opposite way, longingly. And one in the front clearly seems to be human, but you see that these pillars are made the same kind of imagery of like an older. And some of them are mixed where it's like a male or female. Start to see multiple different species kind of represented here. So you see an Asari, clearly for that it would be both female. Krogan, human, etc. Great. If you just wait right here, he'll be with you. This has been an absolute pleasure. I'm sure this was definitely a good use of company time. I appreciate this. If you need anything, please don't hesitate to ask somebody else. Good day. And she leaves.
Goodbye, Jennifer. We'll talk
closed.
soon.
Door's already closed. So you guys are in this big open kind of, it looks very fancy for lack of a better word. Kind of mixture between somebody's personal office and what looks like a weird kind of, not Illuminati, but like weird closed door meeting room. Because there's like this conference, there's all these chairs, there's this weird, you're seeing like ceremonial things like these daggers and swords, and there's like a bar. So it's this weird kind of mixture of this like grandiose setup in a facility that seems very kind of functional, industrial.
Can I do a check to see if I've heard of anything through the agency about like any kind of weird organization or anything?
I'd say go ahead and roll.
Okay.
And do your knowledge on this one. I'm trying to think. Do knowledge streetwise or knowledge current events.
Got it. Ooh, that's a 16.
You think back and like nothing has really jumped out at you at kind of you're hearing this like Janus Collective. You're like, no, like you think you would know something about like the fact that, you know, all the magnitude and kind of scope of this organization. You're trying to put two and two together of what you would have any sort of connection. And the only thing you can really think about is, and it's kind of a combination with when Commander Nickens made a reference to the equipment that they had, and you looked and you were like, oh, that seems to be some Turian stuff there. There was a case, you know, a reoccurring case for a while now. It seems maybe about a year, maybe a little bit over, of something happening within the Turian military about equipment seeming to disappear. And it was blamed on mercenaries and like rogue groups hitting stockpiles. But as you're kind of like, you always kind of, something to you that always seemed off was like the consistency of it, the size of the equipment that was gone, and the fact that though people talked about it, there never really seemed to be a big
investigation
into it. So that's the only thing that you're really remembering from your kind of agency time. But you're all kind of here. Does anyone do anything? Does anyone have a moment?
Is there some kind of desk or place where clearly there might be some information? I don't know about you all, but I'm feeling the need to understand a little bit more about our current situation.
I find it fascinating that there is just such a variety of different species, and let alone different Krogans from different clans or factions.
Indeed. I'm focused on where the, let's say, where their leader might sit or hold some interesting paperwork and or files.
There's a very clearly ornate desk at like the far end of this chamber, this room. You can see that it's made out of fine wood. There seems to be some sort of like leather bounding on it. There's like a really nice chair, and there's like seems to be like a sword that's kind of placed on top of it. It clearly looks like the main place to sit, and there would be presumably, this is kind of what you're looking for.
I'd like to make a beeline for that chair and
great.
Try to rummage through the desk.
George,
some information.
George, can I just call you George?
No, you can't call me George. Please don't call me George.
Fine then. Commander
Nickens. Yes. Yeah.
This place does it feel a little bit religious to you?
A little bit. It also feels a bit like a cult, but I could be wrong about that. For now, I'm just keeping my eyes and ears open and just learning as I go.
So far, I'm getting mixed signals. I can't tell if everyone here is, if it's like a good thing or a bad thing. It's very confusing.
Wilbia sits in a chair around this table and puts her feet up on the table and kind of cross.
Well, this is a very particular interesting group. It seems to be very much privately funded, privately contracted, seemingly by the races that are portrayed on these wonderful, creepy columns right here. I do find it interesting that they are exclusionatory, and that have been excluding other races. If this is some kind of, I don't know, large mission of sorts, why not include everyone? It doesn't seem like a very humanitarian act, but instead a privately funded, privately directed act.
Yes, I agree.
Very astute observation. All these groups wouldn't come together without a common goal. We should find out what that goal is.
Where is this Marcus? My patience is growing thin.
I wouldn't call out for him as our friend is rummaging in his desk.
Yeah, I was to say, we're going to cut to, can you do for me a, well, it depends. Are you trying to physically open the doors, or are you trying to access the electronic equipment that's on the table?
Yeah, if he has electronic info or equipment, that's
cool.
what I would.
So then you're going to do your hacking on this.
Hacking. It's not decryption.
You're trying to access the files. It'd be if once you access them, if they're locked, that would be decrypting.
Okay. Cool. It's a 16.
Okay, so you're turning on, there's clearly some equipment that you're not able to get through, but you turn on what looks like a data pad that was left on the desk itself.
Hey, everyone, come over here. I think I have something.
What is it?
Some kind of data pad.
It's locked?
It's locked.
So if you want to do a decryption?
Yes.
Sorry, perhaps I called you over
maybe
here
it should be hacked.
a bit too soon.
That's fine. It's all right. Go ahead and roll it.
16 again.
Okay, sure, fair enough. So as everyone's calling over, you're like, oh, it's hacked. Hold on. Beep, beep, beep. And it quickly just goes down. You see the last thing that was read on this device was a report that was sent from the Grand Master to Marcus. And it's basically, as you guys are quickly kind of reading through it, more or less it is the Grand Master very excitedly singing everyone's different praises about, I found the perfect team. They're exactly what we need. They're going to be perfect for this. I've spent so much time researching them. I know that they're going to be able to do it. I fully endorse giving them the Rubicon. And they will prove themselves in no time.
The Rubicon. What do you all think that is?
What could it be? Some kind of ship? An artifact?
A weapon?
A weapon? A weapon.
Possibly. What would the weapon be used for?
Their vision, apparently.
Vision.
Yes, I don't know if who everyone here feels solid, I should say, about, well, moving forward with some group's ideals that perhaps we are not ourselves morally signed up for. Payment, debt-wise, maybe. But if we're pursuing someone else's vision, I'm curious to know what that vision is.
Same.
As am I.
Well, perhaps if you get away from my personal effects and come back to the table, I'd be more than happy to share this information with all of you. As you see that the doors opened up, it wasn't from the front door because you would have heard that. So he's clearly come from some other sort of entrance into this room.
He's like underneath, he comes underneath the desk. Yes.
You failed me for the last time, Bond.
I like bookcase though. I like.
Well-dressed gentleman, human male, got a slight goatee that's forming, well-groomed, as he's walking towards the large stone table that is this conference room area. Please, if you all would just take a seat, I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions.
Well, I'm assuming you're Marcus first.
Yes, and I'm assuming that you are, is it Volk Kirk?
That's correct.
Excellent. Yes, yes, and I see that all of you as well. Commander, I'm glad to see that you're here. Take sure that you have many things to do for the council, and I appreciate that Spectre of your status is with us and taking the time to hear us out today.
I don't say anything. That's not.
These chairs won't pull themselves out as he kind of goes to pull a chair and he sits down.
Olivia goes over there and sits down.
I grab a seat as well.
Bring the data pad over.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, good. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course.
Yes, yes. As you can see clearly, the Grand Master has taken a liking to you, and I'm pleased to meet you all here in person. He's spoken very highly of all of you. I'm just curious to know, it seems like he hasn't really told you much, as what Ms. Carter has told me. You seemingly have just gotten aboard a ship and come here on your free will, but unknowing what you were really walking into. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes.
Yes. It sounds strange, but I'm used to this kind of work where I'm hired to do jobs and whatever it takes.
Yes. And I'll just say that I understand what you did and respect it.
Excuse me?
Again, I can only assume that you all have been recently thrown together. None of you really know anything about anyone else outside of the time that you met. Again, is that a fair assessment?
Yes, and you seem to know everything about us.
Yes.
And the Grand Master seems to believe we're the perfect team.
I cross my arms. I'm still standing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't sat down.
Nice.
Yeah. No. Has anyone sat down? Just okay.
Yes.
I'm sitting
down.
right next to him.
Great. Can I offer you a drink? I believe is it Turian brandy that is your...
Yes.
And he kind of pushes a... no, it's already there on the table. He already had it already laid out. So it's just like he's clear. Please help yourself.
Well, I, for one, have a lot of questions.
Of course.
First things first.
Yes.
What have you brought us here for?
I have asked the Grand Master to assemble a team that he thinks is best suited for a variety of different obstacles that we're trying to overcome. And he is adamant that all of you fit a very particular role, and I apologize, it is his words, his grand design.
These roles that you proclaim, how do we fit in all of them?
Well, I'm assuming all of you have particular skills that you have honed over a period of time that when put together would assemble a team that would be able to, again in theory, tackle most challenges that the galaxy seems to throw at us, at all of us. As I'm sure you all are aware, there is a threat to... As he kind of talks, you kind of see that he gets kind of serious as he looks more like into the table and then away from you. A threat that is unlike anything we've ever encountered before.
We as in the collective galaxy, or...
Yes.
I see.
Yes, the Reapers.
The Reapers.
Oh, yes.
What's a Reaper?
Oh, my sweet,
wow.
sweet baby child.
Would you mind telling my comrade here what a Reaper is? Or would you like me to tell him?
What would you like me to do, Commander?
I would like you to tell us how we can be of aid in this situation.
Yes. And would you like me to relay what a Reaper is to your friend, or would you like to?
You do it.
He turns. The Reapers represent a threat to not just one species, but to all species. As we are slowly learning more, it is a threat of some sort of force that looks to wipe out. Wipe out isn't the right word. Consume, use, twist all life to its own purpose, and it is seemingly an unstoppable force. Granted, I'm sure that if, Valor, you are not aware of what a Reaper is, you are at least familiar with Commander Shepard, as they have frequented the Citadel and have had very interesting interactions with the media. As I'm sure all of you have seen the clips.
Yes, why isn't Commander Shepard? Why weren't they the ones that were sought out? Commander Shepard and their little crew.
Commander Shepard and their crew is currently doing what the Citadel, the Council, most of the governing bodies thinks is best, which is taking on the Reaper threat directly.
And so I assume your plan is an indirect way to deal with the Reapers, or...
Is an indirect way of saving all life. And unfortunately...
All life.
All life.
But not Batarians, Aquarians.
Batarians beat to their own drum. They are more than welcome to come to the table, and yet every opportunity and offer has been met with Batarianness.
That's fair.
The Quarians are dealing with their own issues. They are, unfortunately, a species that has already been brought so close to the brink of extinction already. And as they deal with their own issues, we are more than happy and willing to continue to try and convince them of our way. And we have, to an extent. But unfortunately, I feel like our solution is hard for some to fully understand.
It seems to me that they just don't accept the way you do things.
There are some who don't like the idea of what we're proposing, and before I continue to speak in vague terms, let me be more direct. Commander Shepard is a possible solution. We are an alternative solution. Unfortunately, our solution means saying goodbye to some of the old and advancing, pioneering, adventuring into the unknown.
What gives you the right to pick and choose when the Quarians and Batarians are needed in this matter?
No, they're absolutely needed, but you cannot, will not take someone unwillingly into the future unless they are willing to go there themselves.
And there's no way to study these Reapers, learn their weaknesses, research them in some way? They're truly unstoppable?
He pauses for a moment. I want to be wrong. I would like to say that Commander Shepard is able to defeat them in a way that is lasting and meaningful. But as everyone knows, you cannot count on something like that to happen. There needs to be fail-safes. There needs to be
A Rubicon.
You've seen her.
Her?
The Rubicon.
What do you mean her?
He looks. And he looks back at his data pad. And he looks. Perhaps I'm getting ahead of myself. Or perhaps you're getting ahead of yourselves?
What exactly is your big master plan that so many feel, well, that those must agree to in order to continue?
Operation Adventum. It is, as I said, a failsafe. The Council is, well, putting their eggs in the Commander Shepard basket for the most part. What we are doing is bold and dangerous. We are prepared and are working towards leaving this galaxy behind.
How is that possible? The technology doesn't exist yet.
Gesundheit.
Ah.
It's, as I said, an option. It is a means that is not without risk, but with time, resources, and determination, all things are possible.
Surely
So
you're talking about some you could never return.
That is why we need people to be willing to do it and cannot take them against their will. As you can imagine, Batarians are focused on the short term, not the long term. Unfortunately, the Quarians are thinking in the long term, but in the wrong
I
way.
find it odd you don't include Quarians where they're already pretty much migrating already on their own ships. They don't really have a planet, so
Yes.
they should be willing to go forth.
You
with
would
this plan.
think, but we're asking everyone to leave everything behind. It's a lot easier to live in the hope that you will once reclaim perhaps your homeworld from the Geth.
So let me get this straight. Because you've obviously been researching us, so you know that it may be easier for us to leave things behind. But what I really want to get down to is what you're doing legal.
Is survival illegal?
However, the Asari makes a good point. We weren't chosen just for our skills, but for our pasts. I don't think that there's anyone here that has something they're either running from or trying to get to. I know I am, at least. Fascinating.
So, where do we start?
Well, again, this is something that I'm sure is, if the Grandmaster has not fully briefed you on, is a lot of information to absorb. I would stress that to the point of legality, clearly, we are being supported by the different species in different ways. Officially, perhaps not. You can imagine what the galaxy would react to, or how they would react to if they knew the Council officially announced that they were building a lifeboat system for a select few. You can understand the messiness of that. Turians, if they were giving resources to a group that was willing to cut and run, that sort of mentality is counter to a lot of the honor and code the military stands for. And the Krogans, well, they're the Krogans.
It makes sense that you have all those Krogans from different factions joining up, start a new life
Indeed.
in a place where they're not discriminated.
That is the goal.
And the Solarian STG? One would hope there weren't too many on board.
They're on board. We have many Solarians with us.
I see.
Is that a problem? I've assumed you would feel happy knowing that the Solarians are part of a program that is trying to ensure the survival of their species.
Of course, of course.
I see.
Feel very safe.
Good. I hope everyone does. To answer your question, and to explain a little bit more, I'm not expecting any of you to dive into the deep end so quickly. I'm not asking you to sign any sort of contract in blood. I'm asking only for your help as we continue to move closer to our program's release. With that said, there are things that we need done here in the galaxy right now. And if you can assist with that, you'll be handsomely compensated. And if you so desire, there will be a place for you when we leave.
And you for sure feel this plan will succeed?
No plan survives contact with the enemy. Thus, you can sit and plan as much as you can, and nothing is certain. If you're interested, and if you're not, then I will not be offended. Of course, we will have to kill you, and you will not be allowed to leave.
Was that a joke?
Was it yes.
Ah, yeah. I see you and Jennifer are similar in delivery.
She debriefed me on all of your questions. That's what delayed me from getting here. Just so you know, my favorite drink is a good Hefeweizen. And I believe you asked something about the time where I feared something the most.
Yeah.
That is right now in the state of this galaxy. But of course, we could sit and talk, and I'm more than happy to answer any other questions you have. I do have something for you to do, work. I think that's the easiest way to translate your time, your skills.
I've heard enough. Justicars don't run from problems. We face them.
Then there are plenty of problems here that you can face that will assist us and assist yourself.
I want to know what you're thinking, Commander. Considering you were a Spectre.
Yes. I too am curious what your thoughts are.
I find it odd that we were all contacted to come together as a group, despite not having any chemistry, to do such a monumental task. I also understand why Commander Shepard wasn't included, since they're most likely occupied in other affairs. For now, what is our next step or plan?
I'm glad you ask. And he kind of just taps onto the table itself. You see a projection pop up. You see two kind of heads that are spinning. One is a Solarian female, and what looks like some sort of scientist's garb. The other is a human male, and he is also wearing scientist garb. These are two of our key personnel that have been late in checking in. We have come to understand that they have been captured by what seems to be a pirate group. However, as we are willing to negotiate and more or less buy their freedom, and we have not heard a response, we can only assume that there are other forces at play here. What kind of pirate alleges that they capture your personnel for ransom and then refuses to ransom them? We have located where they are at, and we simply need you to go, retrieve them, and bring them back.
Why don't you have your smuggling friends do that? Aren't the Onikuma akin to work like that? If you're using them, I should say.
Go ahead and roll. I guess do your...
Wouldn't that be diplomacy? Or?
Yeah, I'm gonna lead with. There's a little bit of coercion in this, but I'm gonna do diplomacy on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did buff up my diplomacy
Yeah.
after last time
Great,
because
great.
I used so much diplomacy last time, and I have some Facturians have bad charisma skills, and I like to talk. Okay, that's an 11.
I of course know nothing what you're talking about. The Onikuma is a mysterious organization that, as far as I'm aware, doesn't really truly exist.
What other organizations are aiding in your cause?
Perhaps you're asking specifically for an answer that you would like to know. It'd be easier for me to... If you told me what you're looking for, I can tell you yes or no.
Well, I don't want any known terrorist helping out along with this. That will pose as a threat in the future if we do succeed.
I see. I guess I understand your trepidation. As you can understand, a terrorist group is not something that we'd be willing to work with in regards to somebody who is willing to harm others in a way that is terrifying. As I'm sure some of here at this table would understand. However, if you're asking me to say that we do not work with individuals who are considered on the fringes of the galaxy, maybe those outside of the law, I cannot. At the same point, I also know that you are a Spectre, and you yourself are above the law.
So, from what I understand, there's no known terrorist group or any other group of that manner that would hinder this in any way, especially after the events of what happened this past year with the collectors.
To my knowledge, no. But as we all here are aware, everyone seems to have checkered paths.
I will help you find these people, but I need time to think about your proposition.
Of course. I'm not asking you to make any decisions of that nature at this moment. I'm letting you know what our end game is, whether you agree with that or not, whether you would want to be aboard that or not.
As long as we still get paid,
yes.
in the chance that we don't take you up on this.
Pay wouldn't really matter at this point, honestly. If we fail, I would imagine that we all die, right?
I'm sure
we're not going to fail.
The Reapers don't care how much credits you have in your account, no, but if you're willing to perhaps live a little bit longer, drink a little bit more, credits will serve you well.
Great.
I agree. If the Krogan is in, if the Spectre is in, I'll take on this mission, at least, and see where it goes.
You're asking a lot out of us. We appreciate the gesture, but you understand that we need some time to think about this proposal.
Of course, of course. I, again, assumed the Grand Master had explained things more to you. It seems that he had not.
He likes to build things up and just continue to build things up and not stay what it is.
You say Grandmaster. Are you fine with him calling himself the Grandmaster?
Yeah, he says that he earned that name, but he gave himself that name. That's just as to say, I'm the Master Krogan, but that no one gave me that.
Maybe we should call him the Master Krogan. Maybe we should all have, some kind of code name.
What's his name? Real name?
I have told him I will call him the Grand Master. He is the Grand Master.
Aren't you above his ruling?
He has earned his title.
Is it a sarcastic, okay, Grand Master kind of a deal? Is it?
I guess that depends on the person who's saying it.
Well, how will we get to the set place to rescue these two individuals?
Excellent. I'm glad you've asked that. I'm sure Rubicon will get you there.
You mentioned Rubicon before as a her.
Yes.
This is a person?
This is a ship.
Oh.
It seems, as you are all not very fond of mystery and surprises, I won't have one of myself. Yes, Rubicon is a ship. She's waiting for you. Your pilot is waiting for you.
Okay.
And he pushes a couple other keystrokes on the pad in front of him, and you see as the image changes from the two scientists to this ship. Anyone who is familiar with the S1 or the S2, i.e. the Normandy, would know that this is kind of similar in its design. However, you can clearly see that it's much smaller, while as the Normandy is a frigate and can hold a lot more crew. This seems a little bit more like a scout ship. Seems a little bit more like it's similar in design but more compact. With that being said, you know how the Normandy itself is the kind of center. Well, actually, I should probably just. Well, I'll just do this. Everyone can picture what the Normandy looks like. This, on the other hand, is a little bit different in its design. Oh, it only helps if I turn the TV on.
That's right.
Oh!
So, much like the Normandy, which had a center kind of fuselage, or I guess the ship, and it had its multiple wings that came down the side, this has, I believe what it's called is... Gotta find it. Forward swept wings. So instead of them going backwards, these are going forward. So you can imagine that this is what is waiting for you. As it starts to slowly spin, you see that it's clearly armed with weaponry. It seems to be, what you can tell, very cutting-edge high-tech. And this ship kind of just spins around on the...
What a great reveal.
ship in front of you. Don't pay attention to this.
Bert literally...
Don't. Just get rid of that.
The TV off.
Don't look
this
at this.
moment, I just realized.
So you guys are all kind of there. The Marcus is kind of giving you this entire spiel. He's letting you know about this mission. He's showing you the Rubicon, which is a ship that is waiting for you. As he sits there, he's like, "Is there anything else that I can answer while I have you here? I also have a mission briefing that I can send to you all, so you can read a little bit more about this as you're heading out."
Yes. What are these scientists' names?
Oh,
We're trying to retrieve. It would be good to know them in case, to clarify it's the right people.
I'm glad you
asked. We
asked.
don't want to get another pair of scientists on accident.
Yes, in case
Yes.
these pirates are hoarding Solarian and human scientists.
I too would like you to grab the right scientists. I will say this though, if by chance these pirates are holding multiple scientists, you can feel free to rescue all of them.
Excellent.
Yes. He's kind of just looking at Kirk to be like, is he messing with me or is he...
And we will save them all, but I want to make sure that our targets are there as well.
Yes. Good. Well, to help with that, he pushes a couple buttons. You see a female Solarian. This is Zolan Yazi. She is one of our top scientists, a mathematician
Okay.
of extreme importance. And then he pushes a couple buttons, and you see the male, human male. This is Dr. Gunter Hertzberg. You should be able to recognize them clearly from this, but also we will send you a packet of details that gives you a further briefing of all the information that we have, including their, obviously, their genetic blood types and such, so you can confirm in case of worst case something has happened to them. We will know that they are no longer with us. Any other questions? I'm sure you probably would like to know about compensation. I'm sure it's something that you would like to discuss, or does anyone have any particular requests besides a general fee of, at this point, it's a simple retrieve. It shouldn't be too much for all of you. 10,000 credits apiece.
Okay.
Or, of course, you would like to do this out of the kindness of your heart, then more than welcome.
10,000 credits is fine. Thank you.
Commander, something seems to be on your mind.
Yes, Commander, please.
Do you have a concern?
So, how are we getting there?
Great, we can go over the details here, of course, if you'd like. He starts to push some buttons. You see a map of the galaxy. Our personnel were out by the Phoenix massing. You see it's like, if you remember the typical Mass Effect map, it's like top right. This is where they were We think that they were taken. This is where they were completing their research. With that said, we have found, after tracing the messages from the pirates and some correlating it with some of the other details that we have, they are in the clearly still in the Attican Traverse. They are, however, in the Hades Nexus, specifically in the Pamyat system, and they are located, and you see as he's saying this, like this, everything's kind of like zooming in. There's a particular asteroid belt that's in there. He's like, the pirates seem to have set up a base in this asteroid. Very original, but they are there, and that is where they have taken our personnel.
And you know nothing about what these pirates are?
They seem to, for lack of a better phrase, fly the flag of some generic pirate group. Seems to be a dime a dozen. However, we are concerned and feel like there are other forces at play here because we have offered, as I said, to ransom back our personnel, and they have seemed to have gone silent. So clearly, it seems like there are alternative motives here.
Or they could be dead or taken over by something else.
This could also be the case. And if that is the case, we would need you to confirm what that is.
Right.
Understood.
Well, I've heard all I need to know. I take out my pistol.
Okay.
I'm ready to go.
Great.
Agreed. I'm ready to see this ship.
Fantastic. I will have Jennifer take you to your ship.
We have, you said we have a pilot for this ship, right?
Yes, of course. Think of it as somebody to make sure that our equipment is well taken care of. She is a fine ship, and I'd like her to return that way. Also, to be frank, it is someone who will be observing you in action, and as just make sure that you don't take our ship and run.
Well, Frank, we won't be doing that.
Excellent. That is good to hear.
No problem.
Again, everyone, I don't need anyone to roll for this. He kind of looks at all of you, and at this point, he looks again at all of you back at the data pad that was taken from his desk. And again, you remember the report he was reading was the Grandmaster adamantly saying, like, this is my crack team. He's looking at all of you.
I
He's
smile
looking back.
as he looks back up. I smile with a bite of my teeth,
Just kind of twiddle my thumbs.
I wink.
I'm dangling my pistol.
I'm just staring at him.
Stares into the desk. It's a very expensive ship.
Has this been the first time you've sent a rescue team out to retrieve these scientists?
Correct. We have sent messages indicating that we are willing to parlay with these pirates. And initially, the messages were going back and forth. We, again, think that they were just doing that to buy time or something, as the communications have stopped. We have not sent any of our teams out there. It seems like this is the perfect timing for you all to understand who we are. And, again, prove yourself if this is worth, one, our investment in our time as well as your investment in your time. With that being said, clearly time is of the essence, and I think it doesn't need to be said, but should be stressed that the longer we wait, the more there is a risk that our personnel will not be there when you arrive.
Okay. Well, shall we?
Great.
I don't know where I'm walking, so.
He just kind of motions back to the door that you guys came through.
Okay.
I have some work to do, of course. I need some things to go over. As you can understand, this is a very large operation. There's a lot of things to do. But Jennifer will take you to the Rubicon, where you'll meet your pilot, and we can get this started.
Thank you, Frank Marcus.
He goes and pours himself some of the Tyrian brandy and get up and starts to walk over to his desk.
Well, we have our mission, and I know exactly where the hangar is, because Jennifer kept pointing out to everything.
I'm glad you asked so many questions. I'll follow you.
Let's go.
Let's depart.
I go back the way we came.
I follow him.
Jennifer's waiting for you there.
Ah, Jennifer.
Yes. Hello again. I guess I've been asked to take you back to the hangar by Marcus, so I, of course, will do so. Is there anything... I apologize, and you can see that she's kind of like gritting her teeth as she's saying it. If there was anything more that I could have done when I brought you in and wasn't...
it looks like we're going to be
sociable.
spending a lot of time together.
Let me take you to your ship. She kind of like turns around. And as you guys go back towards like the lift, you're going through all these things. Can I have for me 2 people roll? There'll be a moment of redemption for possibly one of you. And so I need Valor. Can you roll your spot for me, please?
Don't get it 1 again.
Yep.
Oh, that would be a 20.
Okay. Yes. And then Volk, can you also roll your spot for me?
Gladly. 17.
Oh, I thought I was a 1.
No, 17.
So
I have 10 in spots.
again, as Jennifer is taking you back to the hangar, you're going through all these different things. She's taking you a different way. It seems like, again, so this is why you're kind of lost, because you would all presumably would have remembered the way that she brought you here, but it seems like that was to like the main hangar, and you guys are going somewhere else. And as she's kind of taking you this way, you're going a little bit farther, like instead of walking back to like the exterior of the mountain, you're kind of going not farther in, but still into the interior. As you're passing a lot more of science equipment, it seems like this is where a lot of technology and experiments are going on. Valor, you look over. You see 2 things. One, you see that there is definitely some sort of chamber, experimental room that's going on next to you. You can see kind of through the clear plexiglass. And it looks like what they're working on is some sort of stasis chamber, or some sort of like what you're seeing is like long-term storage. Is what it's looking
Interesting.
like.
Instead of asking questions, can I attempt to use like my knowledge in some way?
Sure. Go ahead.
Do we know what kind of knowledge it would be? or
Sure.
Just,
I'm going to say with this, do you have any sort of sciencey stuff?
just biology and physics and...
I would say biology or technology.
I'm going to try to just look at it on my own rather than asking
Sure.
Jennifer this time.
Yep, that's probably smarter.
15 plus 8, 23.
Okay, so you're just, again, quickly going through this. So whether the information that you get is this definitely seems like they're experimenting with long-term storage of organic material. You're looking at all the different kind of stasis tubes and chambers and stuff, and they seem to be constructed to be for varying species. So you're seeing like a large one, which clearly looks to be like for a Krogan. You're seeing kind of smaller, thinner ones to be for humans, potentially, Turians. You see very short ones that are clearly for like Volus. And you see what looks like a chamber that is designed, or looks maybe like small enough and thin enough to be for a Quarian, but there's like nobody working around it. Everyone else seems to be working around the other stuff. You also see a group of Solarian scientists walking down the hall, coming towards you.
Coming towards me?
This group, they're kind of like, as you guys are walking this way on one, like the right side, they're coming down on the left side.
Okay, I'm kind of frantically looking between the group. Volk, I know we haven't known each other for very long, but I'm going to need to ask you for a very quick favor. As you are the largest of the group, would you mind just allowing me to stand behind you, such that I am... please don't ask any further questions.
Can I roll a sense like his motives?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Can I roll to put 2 and 2 together?
Yeah, you can try. Go ahead and roll. Do your sense motive, and then can you roll for me? Then I think what it should be is it's either going to be your bluff
Okay.
or try to look on here.
Well, it wouldn't be hide, right? I guess it's
No,
bluff.
because this is more of like your motives.
Yeah, probably.
Do bluff or concentration. I'll let you do whichever one you want.
Okay. Definitely bluff.
Okay.
Let's roll off.
Here we go. 18. Oh.
7.
It's
Okay.
one shifty Solarian.
You just see that maybe he's been very weird this entire trip. He's kind of eating snacks. He's remember he showed up to a club in his like science
That's right.
kind of or med tech uniform. So he just seems to be a strange individual. So it's nothing maybe more beyond kind of any sort of curiosity that you have of him at the moment.
Are you
right now? I'm also feeling super nervous.
I'm sensing that you're frightened of something.
That's very astute, Krogan.
That's fine. You can stand behind me.
Thank you, sir.
I'll protect you. Solarian.
Okay, can you roll your hide for me, please?
Nice.
I will give you a advantage
Yes.
because you're hiding behind the Krogan. So you can roll twice and take the best of either of those rolls.
Sweet. Ooh. I'll take the second one.
Oh,
No,
God.
I'll take the first
Oh,
one.
no.
Oh no. It's not a lot. 4 plus, so 10. Oh no.
Great. You try as desperately as you can to kind of match with Volkirk, but again, you guys have just kind of met, so you haven't fully figured out your rhythm yet. So it's like he's kind of walking, you're trying to match this pace, but you look at him, you clearly see that he's trying to hide, so you're trying to like slow down. So this is kind of this awkward like trying to figure it out.
Stepping on my foot.
Okay, sorry.
What are you two doing?
And as you say that, Volkirk kind of stops because he was asked by the commander, and you just kept walking. And so you just walked right past him, right as all of these Solarian scientists are walking past you, and then they stop. They look, because they see another Solarian. Who are you?
Oh, I'm
Are you part of? What do you do here?
I'm just a lowly equipment technician, just servicing many of the myriad equipments that we have here.
Can you roll your bluff for me, please?
Yeah.
Damn it. 16.
Okay. Oh, technician, I see. Well, carry on. Do whatever you're doing.
Right, I will, and you as well. Just carry on.
Yes, well, please move out of the way. And you see that you're standing in like front of the door that they're trying to get into.
Oh, right, of course. My apologies, of course.
And as they're talking, they look back. They're like, and they continue going.
What was that?
Nothing. That's just how Solarians communicate with one another. It's all very.
That
there's a lot of,
is not how I've seen Solarians communicate. What are you so embarrassed about?
No, nothing. There's a lot of subtext that has to do with specific Solarian interactions, body language. I wouldn't expect.
Why are you you're lying. You can just tell us.
Do Solarians sweat? Because if so, I mean, there's a lot of sweat.
They're like
coming
amphibians,
out.
You're like
right?
leaking.
So, yes.
It's just like a fully transient sweat.
You just see this like glistening on his like forehead.
Commander, that was strange. Yes.
Yes, that was strange. What is going on? Why did you do that?
All right. If you must know, how I feel about other Solarians is mostly how they feel about me. Better to leave them alone.
Why would
No.
other Solarians want to leave you alone?
I don't see why the Janus Collective gets to hide all this stuff and I don't get to have a few secrets of my own.
There's a point.
Maybe let's just continue along with the mission, shall we? I'm very excited to see this ship,
I can watch this all day.
You say that, but remember, you rolled a perception. And as you, correct? Yeah, I had
Yeah.
you roll it, yeah.
Yeah.
You got an
Oh,
18
yeah.
as well.
I did.
That's right.
So even though you could sit there and you say out loud, I could watch this all day, and you're looking at him, you catch out of one of your eyes something happening off as you see like again it's inside one of these science rooms, and you see like there's like a door. This one, the Solarians walked into one that seems very open, like there's people going there. The one to the other side, highly restricted. You see that there's multiple like security gates to get in, and you see even once you're inside, there's like a main assembly area of science equipment, but even beyond that, there's like another door. So it's like this is just, you cannot get in here. And you see as whatever the staging area was, the door, and a group of scientists moving farther in. You see Trishkar, your daughter, wearing a science outfit and heading farther into the space. So even though you just said, and you see that the typical Krogan, he's talking all this kind of ness to his Solarian friend, Valor, he stops mid-sentence.
I keep it to myself.
Okay.
You have a distraught look on your face.
I just put myself in the Solarian shoes and thought maybe I would be embarrassed if I was so embarrassed by other Solarians. We should keep walking.
You're a Krogan. You don't
You're
get
a
embarrassed.
Krogan.
Yeah.
You're a proud race.
I am very proud. Just distracted. Let's keep going.
Interesting. As the humans say, it looks like the sweat's on the other face.
All I can say is it's going to be a very nice and long trip with all of us, and so the more we can get to know each other, the better.
Agreed. I'm more than happy to move on, I suppose.
As am I.
Jennifer's down the hallway waiting for you.
Jennifer.
Yes, let's get going.
Indeed.
We're ready to leave.
Oh, good, because you're down there and I'm here trying to show you.
Yes.
You all stopped. I figured.
Let's go. I'm
Great.
having a hard time finding the words right now.
You would
it's
be
just a
fooling
lot.
me.
It's a lot of science. It's a lot of science, and it's good. It's good.
So much science. Couldn't agree more.
The Solarian and the Krogan.
Both nervous.
That's so weird.
This is so weird.
As you rush to catch up.
I just want to know, did George actually mutter that under his breath? This is so weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys catch up after she continues to move you through again. You're seeing the scope of this. There's like housing areas. There's a mess hall. You're seeing that this is a fully fledged operation, as you were clearly understanding from before. Eventually, she takes you farther up. First through a couple stairs, then a lift. As you're rising to what you're kind of sensing is the exterior of the base and the mountain, because it's starting to get colder. You're feeling the fact that just even though like this facility is like pumping in heat, trying to keep it regulated, she's taking you to a part where like you get a visible chill. Eventually, she leads you to a hangar where you see that there is, on the inside of it, there is same thing, equipment, gear, but standing like in the middle of it, kind of centerpiece, is the ship that you had seen in this holographic display. But now that you see it in person, you're truly kind of in awe of its sleekness, its stylishness, its personality. Great. Let me go make sure that Xylo is ready, and then you just give me 1 moment, and I'll make sure that he's ready to go. Yeah, if you just could wait here for 1 moment.
People die when we wait.
Okay.
She just nods. Damn. And then walks a little bit faster. Actually, go ahead and roll for me. Go ahead and roll for me. Do your intimidate on this.
13.
And do you have anything in intimidate? Okay. She's like, sense of urgency. You can't tell whether it's not she's just like, I want these people out of my life, or what you just said was like, shit. And she starts to kind of speed up, and she runs over the ship. You guys have a moment. You're all in this hangar together. You're seeing this ship for the first time in person, the Rubicon, and yeah, you guys have a moment.
I'd like to go have kind of a personal one-on-one with Commander Nickens again. Commander,
Yes.
I'm sure there's more about this than has piqued your attention, mine as well.
Yeah.
Especially as the fact that our kind, gracious host did point out what Turians would be inclined to donate to participate in an idea such as this, as the Turians I know are ready to give up everything to stop the Reapers. Likewise, I was correct when I did mention that the Onikuma were here.
What do you know of the Onikuma?
I know that they were one of the worst and elusive scavenger groups out there. I have had a personal run-in, and let's just say, well, the capture and possibly the dissemination of them would not be an interest to me.
You don't want to capture them?
I do want to capture them.
It does bother me a great deal. I mean, they put together a group of people while we are all skilled individually in our own right. We have yet to develop any type of synergy or any type of chemistry together, and they're putting all these resources and money and their trust into us, but we have yet to prove much to them. It does leave me quite suspicious.
Agreed. The more we get involved with, the more information we'll be led on to.
Right. So, we're just around the ship, right?
Yeah, you're just waiting. She's kind of going to the pilot and making sure that everything's prepped. She does have a minute. As you're having this conversation with Malovia, Commander Nickens, you realize that you sent a message when you first arrived. And your Omni tool kind of indicates that you have received a reply.
Excuse me for a moment. I need to answer a call.
Of course.
I go to my Omni tool and open it up.
Sure. As you activate this, you realize it's like a voice message that's been given to you from council member Udina himself. And I believe the message that you had sent was what exactly again? It was...
what is this mission you're putting me on?
Yeah.
Any more details to further...
Yep.
Yeah.
The response is, I have alarming news of some sort of operation taking place that is diverting valuable Citadel resources. I'm trying to figure out what exactly this operation is doing and who exactly is diverting these resources to them. Find out as much as you can and report back when you have any details. We need to figure out exactly what these people are doing. And I trust only you to handle this.
Okay. I close my Omni tool and I go back to the group.
Okay.
Oh, and I type in affirmative or,
Sure.
Noted. Well, shall we go on the ship? Well, we can't go on the ship yet until...
She's walking back. You see
Right.
you guys again. This is a brief moment if anyone else has anything else.
Well, Malovia, I'm curious. You seem to have a knack for knowing about things. Do you have any idea where a ship like this would come from, or what kind of ship this is? I've never seen anything quite like it.
Can I roll?
Sure. You can roll and do either space, tactics, or technology.
I'll do tactics. Ooh, that's a 26.
Dang. Was it a natural 20?
No, it was a 19.
Okay. again, this particular ship you've probably never seen before. But you understand that from just kind of looking at it and what you've seen of this facility, of what's going on, that this is a highly advanced, looks like what was originally started to be like a scout ship. So this is like ships where a small crew can like go in, observe, do things, but this has been upgraded with what looks like incredible stealth technology, what looks like weaponry, the fact that it has been designed in a way that this is clearly not something, a lot of money and effort was put into building this particular ship. This isn't something, because it's so unique, not something that's like a manufactured ship, means that there's a lot of interest put in this particular ship. With that being said, as you're starting to look at it, you're seeing that there are designs that have been built into it that are, you can't be like, oh, the Alliance built this, or oh, the Turians built this. This seems very both ambiguous in like its design, and yet also has components of all of those things together. But it in itself, you've never seen this, but it looks very much like a prototype ship for something that is designed for small teams to either move fastly, remain unnoticed, and be highly effective.
Well, this right here is a unique piece of technology. It bears no symbols or design as to being from a specific manufacturer or a specific faction. I should say it looks handcrafted, built for a specific purpose: stealth, speed. The weapons tech in the stealth tech on this vessel are, just from the outside, are unimaginable. I can only imagine the tech and what the inside looks like. Whoever crafted this ship or designed it with the meaning behind it means it for something very special. The fact that it's being entrusted to, well, the five of us is quite peculiar.
Most illuminating.
Why give your most expensive vessel to a group of people you know, or perhaps researched about, but know nothing of how they work?
Very good question. And why send it after pirates? Something like this would obliterate a typical pirate base. I suspect there's much, much more at play.
That concerns me. I don't know if this is just normal pirates out there. It could be a bigger threat that this ship is able to handle.
Right.
Now, Commander, you asked if we were the first team sent in, and they affirmed that we were the first team.
Right.
I personally do not believe that.
Yes, it does bother me a great deal. I mean, they put together a group of people while we are all skilled individually in our own right. We have yet to develop any type of synergy or any type of chemistry together, and they're putting all these resources and money and their trust into us, but we have yet to prove much to them. It does leave me quite suspicious.
Exactly. And what's most curious to me is that if you have a facility of highly paid individuals and those wish to be volunteering their time, why go after 5 individuals specifically?
Right.
To entrust them to a mission that none of your contract workers could do.
Yes, and they've also over time recruited several different individuals from different species, all here in this one place, yet we're picked. It's very suspicious.
I'm thinking that we need to just fulfill the mission and figure it out as we go.
I agree.
Jazeera, can you do me a favor? Can you roll a spot with advantage? So you roll it twice, take the highest number.
9.
Oh, that's cocked.
Roll again.
That's cocked. Roll again. Yeah. There you go.
11, so I'm taking 11. 17.
Okay. Everyone's kind of like intently talking. They're all doing this. You're relatively quiet as you're just observing it. Whatever you're processing in your head is up to you. But they all seem to be talking. You're there, and you realize that while all of them are talking and kind of like leaning in and like trying to figure this out, you just kind of like look over to your left, and you realize that there is a Quarian that's been kind of standing next to you all. You realize that from the way he's standing and kind of also leaning in, has been at least listening to part of this conversation.
Can I walk over to the Quarian?
Yeah, he's like right next to you.
Oh. Hello, who are you?
Oh, hello, yeah. How's it going?
Can I help you?
No, I'm here to help you.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm your pilot.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I just didn't want to be rude, and I didn't want to like interrupt your conversation.
Oh, my gosh.
Do we hear him?
Now he's talking. Well, no, he's kind of whispering, because you guys are kind of like talking.
Right.
So like he's just kind of, and you guys didn't spot it. Only she did. So
Cool.
Yeah, I just didn't want to interrupt.
Can we perhaps get on board?
Yeah, totally, for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's...
You want to just let them finish talking it out?
No, I don't. Can I do something to sort of get their attention?
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
So I do this, like, biotic, like, spark with my hand.
Whoa, dude. That's gnarly. So you guys are all kind of like talking about, like, I don't know about these guys, like, da-da-da. We should probably do this thing. You just see this, like, spark of biotic energy kind of happen off next to you, and you guys all kind of turn, and you see this Quarian male. It's hard to tell because, you know, Quarians wear their suits, but you can tell when they're male. And then Jazira kind of off to the side.
You are pilots.
Yeah.
Well,
how'd you know?
Xylo?
Yeah, I'm, how'd you know my name? I'm Xylo Simavas Sakar.
We got his name, didn't we?
Do you not know your last name?
It's hard sometimes.
Yes, and you're the person who's entrusted. Jennifer told us your name. She said she was going to go fetch you.
That makes sense.
Thus, we would know your name.
Yes. I don't know your guys' names.
Wow.
Well, shall we get going then?
All right.
Yes, let's get going.
And he starts to walk, sure, towards the ship.
I would like to size up this pilot to see if this naivete is real,
Sure.
is genuine, or if
Sure.
he's putting on this naivete.
You can
act.
do sense motive on this.
Sense motive. That's a 10.
It's hard to tell. He's like in a suit, like you're seeing like his mouth thing like light up as he's talking, but you can't really see like any sort of, you can't do any sort of micro expressions.
Yeah.
And he's already now turned his back and walking.
He's a Quarian, right?
He's a Quarian, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It's interesting that, as I'm walking behind him, that you're a Quarian. I didn't think any
Quarians are pretty interesting, yeah.
That's not what I was saying.
Oh, you don't think we're interesting?
It's just that I didn't...
You don't think I could be a pilot, do you? You know, the Quarians, we fly ships.
Can I roll for diplomacy?
Yeah. If you want to, you kind of triggered him a little bit.
All right. Oh wow, 16 plus 10.
Oh, because what do you say?
I don't mean anything by it. It's just that we were told there weren't many Quarians employed here.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry, I just get a little defensive. I can just tell that, I just feel like this bond, right? Like I get you, and so, like, you get me. So, like, I get it. Oh, and, yeah, there's not a lot of Quarians here. It's fine, though. I mean, it's not fine. I wish there's more. I wish they understood, but it's cool. It's, we got a plan for that, I guess, or something.
Well,
shall we?
I like the spark on this guy.
Yeah, now we have a full team. The team of the 6. I mean, unless there's another one. Is there an Elcor coming, or?
Do we need an Elcor? I can get one.
Maybe let's just continue.
Okay.
How long have you been flying ships?
What does that mean?
Was that an answer?
I'm sorry, did you ask a question?
Yes. How long have you been flying ships?
Oh, for a long time. Long time.
How does the Rubicon fly?
Really well. You want to try it? You fly?
I
fly?
I do.
Oh, dude, and he's come.
All right.
It's like ushering you on board.
I'll come sit in the pilot. Of the
Yeah.
cockpit with him.
That's right. You haven't seen her. Let me give you the tour.
Don't let her pilot. She's been drinking.
I was not going to take a hold of this vessel. I simply want to sit in the seat and watch how this puppy flies.
You've been drinking?
Yes, I partake in Turian brandy. Yourself?
No, I mean I have to stay inside the suit or
That's
things
right.
kill me. So no, I don't really
No.
do.
Do you use a straw?
Cool. So you wanna see the ship? No, you can see that he's like a little bit like you said that right as he was really excited to fly the ship with you or show it to you. But as you said that, he's like, okay, I knew. Again, he like tilts his head like that connection. He's like, all right, watching our back. Don't let the okay. And he starts to go to the ship.
I follow.
Well, let's go. He seems like a strapping young fellow.
That's okay.
Very excitable.
Mm-hmm. So you guys all kind of get to the back where there's like the loading kind of ramp has come down. It's like, and so he gets on it, he pushes a couple buttons, it goes back up. So you guys are now in like the hull of this chamber. You see that again. It's not like a frigate size. It's a scout ship, but you're kind of overtaken by the size of it from the inside. There's clearly, as you're coming into this cargo area, enough space to store not only a large amount of provisions, there seems to be clearly enough space for some sort of vehicle or smaller ship inside. As you're moving forward, you're seeing that there's lots of different rooms and different areas. There seems to be a mechanics section, there's computer consoles, but he's taking you straight to the front of the ship. Or at least that's where he's walking.
I want to get his attention as we walking.
Yeah.
The cargo hold of this ship, can it hold a vehicle, perhaps?
Yeah, totally. That's what it's designed for.
Do they give certain vehicles that are suited for trekking on land that we can use possibly if we get more, missions in the future, if this goes well?
We're going to an asteroid.
I'm not saying now, I'm saying in the future.
Yeah, we could requisition something. You asking, you want a whip?
Oh, what?
Sorry? Whip? You want us to get a whip?
What is a whip?
And he like pushes up, like he taps some things on his thing. You see a little, and it's like the equivalent of like Urban Dictionary, but for like Mass Effect. But it's like this Quarian thing. He's like, whip? No, it's like a human term, old for vehicle with 4 wheels that you drive.
Okay, let's just move on. And I got your answer. Thank you for that. But I'm also curious, actually, come to think of it.
The look of this ship is impressive.
Thank you.
Do you know of any schematics that was used on the design of this, like on using different brigades of different armies, or it's just amazing what we're standing in.
You don't know. Okay, well we can.
I thought you were just making a statement. No, I don't. I fly it. Yeah. And I know how she works. I fix her when I need to. She hasn't really been out much, but yeah, she's a good ship.
So you don't know how the design and how it was made and.
Let me ask you a question. Do you like? You like taps it in this thing. Blood sausage.
I've heard of it, but I've never.
Do you really want to know how it's made?
No.
Exactly. And he like pushes the button.
We want to get to where we have to go
Yeah,
to do our
I'll
mission.
get you there. Unless you want to fly. I'll fly.
You should start flying.
Yeah.
There are 2 scientists who need our help, possibly more.
Yes.
Every second we waste is a second that we might lose them.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll. Do your diplomacy. Do it with advantage.
He has a negative.
Yeah, that's why he gets advantage. Well, he's getting it because of what he's saying. But
You get advantage?
you get advantage, yeah. But I forgot you are terrible at diplomacy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I got a 16, diplomacy, -3, so 13.
Okay. Yeah. He's Yeah, no, all right. And he goes to the front. So you guys are kind of in the ship. He starts to take off. If you want to go to see the cockpit?
Yeah.
Okay. It's definitely everything that you thought about kind of how this thing is built is proven in the sense that you're seeing like all these advanced tech, the sensors, the capabilities of this thing just from just walking into the cockpit. You're like, wow, this ship might be smaller than everything else, but really they packed a lot of punch in something so small. But he starts to flip some stuff. He's like, well, if you want to like sit down, you can. I guess just don't touch anything.
I won't. Don't worry. Yeah, she sits down. She kind of gets comfortable in the seat, and for a moment, kind of flashes back to when she would go and co-pilot missions with Caius.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely a different co-pilot, but that's yeah. So he flips some things. You guys hear as the ship starts to take off, and it doesn't take long for you guys to get outside the atmosphere when you hear your newfound teammate Xylo kind of go on the ship-wide comms. All right, everyone, I'm just going to take us to the Mass Effect relay. It should be real quick. This ship moves pretty fast, but you won't really notice it too much unless, like, don't worry about it. If anyone gets sick, just let me know. I guess you'll already be sick at that, but doesn't matter. We'll be there shortly. And he, like, clicks off the comms.
Okay.
Well, they wouldn't ask me to do a job and not give me the tools. I want to search for the medbay.
Sure. You guys also would have received a mission briefing that Marcus had told you about. So this is some time for you guys to kind of look over it. You definitely find a medical bay, fully equipped with a bunch of stuff. There's crew quarters. There's like an armory. There's a bar.
I head to the armory.
Okay.
Do we have individual quarters or?
You can explore and find out.
Yeah,
and we still have comms with each other.
Yeah,
right.
you
We
guys
can still
have comms,
communicate as we're.
Yeah.
Real quick though, as you're reading over the briefing, it seems like there's an asteroid that doesn't seem like a very large base. There is only one point of entry that you can see. It's kind of designed that way where so you have to get in through more or less the front. It's like a landing pad. The current strength of what they're indicating from the pirates there is about, from what they can tell, 7 or 8. And the facility itself doesn't seem to be so large, so it should be pretty easy to find the scientists. Also, just in case, you realize that it says the currency has been added, will be on the Rubicon when you arrive. And you realize that, again, as Marcus was saying, they had potentially tried to ransom the scientists. Again, they had received no message from them, but there is on the Rubicon a briefcase full of credits. But you guys can explore, so you go to the armory. You see that there's plenty of space for modding weapons, working on weapons, creating weapons. In itself, there are no weapons there, so it hasn't been equipped with anything. But there's plenty of space to turn this into more or less a weaponsmith's dream location.
Just walking around to find quarters.
Sure.
Yeah.
You find that there's some quarters that are like multiple bunks. You see that some that are like individuals. What clearly looks like a commander's quarters, at least from kind of your experience with like ships. There seems to be there, but the door is locked.
Can I try to hack it?
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll.
Or is it electronics? That doesn't work.
I'm gonna have it be hacking because it's locked.
It's a 4. It's a 4. Is there any way to tell if there's any AI on board?
You would have to connect with ship systems to figure that out.
I have to go to the actual room?
You have to go to a area where you can access.
Okay. I want to go find it.
Sure. Again, it's not that hard to find a terminal, right? At this point, though, go ahead and roll for me and do your electronics.
It's 15.
This seems like very advanced tech. You can't find any sort of direct AI. It's not like there's a ship AI that responds to you interacting with it. However, you get the feeling that with the complexity of the technology that is available here, it would make sense that there's some sort of AI, at least at a very low level, to do some of the calculations and such. However, you don't find any entity itself aboard the ship, as AI is kind of a interesting discussion point within the galaxy at this point, especially considering the fact that there's a Quarian on board and what AI would presumably mean to his species.
Okay. Is there any way I can take any footage and put it on my Omni tool as I walk out? I want to go back to the
you like recording like everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to go back to the cockpit.
Can I have Valor roll his spot for me, please? And then
19. Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine. And then Commander Nickens, can you roll your hide for me, please?
10.
Cool. So you see that he is, and again, I don't know necessarily if you were trying to hide the fact that you were recording the information, but you clearly see that Commander Nickens is like recording everything inside the ship. What do you do with that information?
Cool. Yeah. Nothing.
Okay. Cool. Is anyone else doing anything?
I feel like as Commander Nickens is coming into the cockpit, Malovia is going to get up and kind of exit, and then she wants to go investigate the quarters.
Sure. Similarly, you're going to find a breakdown. There's like very clearly defined quarters for like where there's bunks. You can be like, oh, 2 people are here. There's 2 people here. You find some that are like individual. The commander's quarters themselves, you find them as well as locked.
I would like to hack into the commander's quarters.
Sure. Go for it.
Get me that fish tank. That's a 16.
You are starting to kind of hack through it, and you're like, wow, this is a little bit more complicated than you thought. For a brief moment, you think you are about to get it. You're like the door, like, doesn't open.
Is there like is there a portal nearby, or is there like, can I
to look inside?
Not to look inside, but necessarily to maybe to contact the AI on the ship, or just see like master keys or anything, or to any kind of access point, or
similarly there'd be like a terminal that you could go to, or there'd be an access point where yes, you can access the ship's systems throughout it.
I'd like to look through the port into the room if there's a hole, or like
into the room. Yeah, there is no port into the room. Yep.
Well, all right. And she goes into one of the individual rooms and like claims like one of the individual spaces for herself.
Sure.
I'm just sitting there, just thinking about the mission.
Okay.
And other things.
Sure.
I just get on the comms.
Wink.
I'll get on the comms.
Anyone, how's the ship search going? Anyone find any Janus secrets? Uncover any information?
No. And I haven't seen any weapons in here.
Interesting. Well, the med bay is pretty decent, so that's good.
Okay. Well, after some time, you guys go through a Mass Effect relay. You're going, and you're making your way to the system finally after some point of travel, and people are all taking their time to reflect, figure out what's going on, doing their individual things. You hear as Xylo gets on the shipwide comms, because nobody's shared any sort of Yeah, so I realized no one's really told me their names yet, but that's fine. That's cool. I'll just be like, hey, you guys.
I think I will say I had definitely introduced myself in the cockpit, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So the only person who actually really introduced themselves was Molovia, but that's fine. I get it, like, you're all exploring the ship and stuff. But we're here, or we're getting close, so just whatever you guys want me to do. Should I take it in, or what's the plan? Also, I'm on the ship comm, so if you guys want to just go to a terminal, or...
This is a good point. What is our plan? How do we want to approach this? We are going into a pirate territory.
Should do this stealthily, not get too much eyes or any notice that we're here, in case there's a big fleet here and we may be overwhelmed.
I agree with the commander. Stealth
Yes.
could be key.
It's a good thing this ship has a stealth feature.
Does it? I'm not sure.
Silo, the ship has a stealth feature, correct?
Yeah. I mean, it keeps us off sensors if we're trying to go and stealth. I mean, assuming that's what we want to do, but I don't really know because I really haven't. And that just kind of flying around a little bit. Is anyone nervous? I'm a little nervous. It's hot in here. I know I'm in a suit, but
Xylo, just relax. My name is Commander Shepard, by the way.
Commander Shepard.
Yes, not Shepard. Sorry.
Oh my gosh,
Commander Nickens.
Not at all. Commander Shepard.
Commander Nickens. Sorry.
I'm not gonna lie. You're not at all what I thought, but I'm
above game Commander Nickens.
Oh my gosh, just solely to this NPC, you're Commander Shepard.
My name is Commander Nickens. I don't know why.
Shepard.
I was listening to this.
Shepard Nickens, right?
Oh, Commander Shepard Nickens.
No,
not I got it.
Commander Nickens.
You can see I was confused there. I was like, man,
No, no. Yes, my name is Commander Nickens. Is there any way to sync up comms when we get down there with the ship and to you in case something happens?
Absolutely. I think that's probably smart if you want to. I can be on. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to. I can like drop you off like away from the base, and you guys like go on foot. Then you guys got to be careful because it's like it's the atmosphere, it's space. But then it's like I could like swoop back in and like pick you guys up.
Wait.
Or I don't know. Maybe I can just drop you guys straight in. We can.
Speaking of which, we're on an asteroid, so there's no oxygen, I would presume.
Yeah.
Is there any gear that we can take to wear so we can breathe out there?
You came on a mission to an asteroid.
I mean, my suit could do it. I'm curious about everyone else. If you guys have,
My suit can do it.
Okay. Just in case.
I didn't have a suit. I assumed Janus would be providing the necessary equipment.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Okay.
I just wanted to do that. I got suits for you.
Xylo, I'm starting to really like you.
Oh, jeez. Thanks,
If
man.
you ever need a suit repair or get patched up, I could do a scan on you right now, medical scan, whatever you need. Just let me know.
Yeah. No. Okay. Cool.
Xylo, I'm Volk Kirk.
He has like these little like Corian appendages that go out. Hey, man.
We're going to be working together. And
Yep.
I know you can hold your weights. It's not actually. It's a figure of speech.
Thanks, Volkirk. I think you can hold your weight too. And he like gives you a wink. You see like the little, you see like the little light. You see like the little light eye. And, like, like, disappears and comes back.
Let's do this. Can I ask you something? How did you get involved with all of this? How did you get involved with the collective?
Well, see, when the Corian were on their home planet, we were really reliant on AI. And then unfortunately, and he starts to like go a little bit farther into like, he starts way too far back. And then, that's when the AI uprising happened. And
As he's explaining this, my eyes just get blacker and blacker as I'm going into meditative states.
He kind of gives you like a brief history of just the Corian people, and he gets up to, and then that's when everyone has to go on their pilgrimages. And I went on a pilgrimage, and that's when we were supposed to bring stuff back to the fleet. And I went back to the fleet, and I was like, hey, we found these guys that are really going to help us. But then everyone's really kind of like, yeah, this doesn't seem right. We need to worry about the Corian people. I'm like, but this is how we save the Corian people. And then, I don't know, and then everyone knew I was a good pilot, so that's kind of how I stayed here.
Great. Have we arrived, by the way?
Well, he stopped because he had to like clearly. Well, no, I mean he's gotten you to. He's literally that conversation got you guys to like, the asteroid.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
There's
anyways, sorry, I feel like I wasted a lot of time. What were we doing again? What's the mission? We're here. We really got to figure something out now. As Kirk said before, time is of people's lives are essence.
So can I?
Very
I
good.
can ask, what do we see? We're here. So what are we?
You see this asteroid?
Right.
It's like relatively small. It's not like you can see as it's kind of in space. You're getting a scan of it. There is clearly, as you kind of scan through it, what looks like a man-made structure, or kind of built into the asteroid itself. So there's the base, and it looks like there is a kind of like a dip, an opening where a ship could like fly in. So they've made it so they've carved out more or less a area where a ship can come in, it can decompress, and they can like keep going. And it's just kind of floating out. There's no other ships. There's a few other pieces of rock and stuff as you're in this major asteroid field. But so yeah, it looks pretty straightforward. I don't know what that means.
I wonder if we go straight forward, they will know we're here, because that's the only entry point. There's any way this ship could scan another entry point for this asteroid that I could enter in without being caught?
I mean, I just did a scan. I don't know if anyone else wants to try and scan it.
Perhaps, who's good at the Solarium?
I can only run a system scan on the ship. I don't know that my scanners can reach that far. However, I can make an attempt.
Sure, yeah, and he kind of points. What you want to do is he kind of walks you through the ship's systems.
All right, so I'll attempt to connect to the ship system and send out a scan to the asteroid to read for, well, what are we searching for? Life forms? Weapons?
Yeah, I would imagine we can sort of figure out where these individuals are in, so that we will know where to map out to go to that.
Ah, yes, a biological scan. Is the ship set up for that? Can we?
We could. Yeah, we could do that.
Let's do it.
Okay, go ahead and roll for me, please. Can you do your electronics on this?
Mm-hmm. 18.
Okay. So as you're getting familiar with this new system, you're realizing how advanced this is. So the capabilities are definitely there for you to really dive into and do a lot more with this, but from as quick as you can right now in this moment, you start activating some scanners and it starts to come to you kind of naturally. The system seems very intuitive. It's almost as if as you didn't realize it, but as you started to work with it, even though it was clearly in Quarian when he was kind of working on the system, as you started to work in the system, it felt naturally Solarian to you, and as you kind of look, you see that it's inherently kind of working now with your physiology.
Whoa, that's cool.
Incredible. Wow, I can work at a speed that there's so many possibilities. Right, but the scan.
There is clearly life forms on this asteroid. You're reading it, and it's about 7 at this point.
Just 7 on...
7 life forms, all concentrated within the base itself. You would have to get a little bit closer to be able to be like, this is where they're at, in proximity to each other. There's 7 life forms.
Only 7, that's child's play.
I was thinking the same thing. If 2 of them are our guys, then we're only dealing with 5 pirates.
And yet we must not underestimate them. We can't forget that perhaps there was another team Janus sent that could have been wiped out.
Right.
I'll leave the military decisions to the tactician, the commander, whoever, but perhaps maybe stealth or a diversion even?
Diversion could work. I don't believe it's only 7. Is there a way they could hide their signatures, their heat signatures?
That's all I can detect from the ship's scans.
What else? What do you all think?
I think the most important thing we need to focus on is how we're getting inside this place.
Right.
I think we face them directly. I pull out my pistol again. Cock it.
We can do a prisoner method. Put me in handcuffs.
Oh, yes.
That's a great idea.
No.
Yes, finally my theater. Yes.
Nope.
I don't
I'm
think
all
that's
for
a
it.
good idea.
Nope.
Go ahead and roll your diplomacy on this one.
7.
As I was like looking at you.
Because the pirates are definitely gonna see, yes, a random Krogan be escorted by a random Turian agent and a random.
Why would you be
No.
delivering him there? It doesn't.
They're not expecting us.
Wait, I have an idea. This ship has weapons, correct?
Yeah.
What if we were able to shoot perhaps another part of the base, drawing the organics to one side of it, and then maybe go in the other side? Some kind of diversion, perhaps.
So then we get in position while Xylo, you take the ship and you shoot.
How good of a
Give us
shot
an
are you?
opportunity.
Pretty good. Pretty good. I spent a lot of time in the simulations. I've never really fired in live combat before, but I'm pretty good.
I must say that I agree there might be more life forms aboard. What is stopping then those life forms from contacting friends and ships and knowing, especially if we fire on a ship,
Well,
instead
then
of keeping Xylo stealthily tucked away.
Very good point.
well, if it's a speed mission, then we get in, we get out, and we fly away.
Fine
Well,
with me. I'll stand
You're
behind
the
Krogan.
Spectre and the commander here.
That's right. What's your plan, Commander?
You are Spectre? Wait, is he Commander Shepard? Is he not Commander Shepard? You guys cannot be playing with me right now.
No. I am a Spectre, though. But not Commander Shepard.
If he were Commander Shepard, he could not say whether he was or not.
Go ahead and roll.
Roll
Do your diplomacy on
Are
this.
you gonna blow
Actually,
this Quarian's
yeah,
mind?
do your diplomacy or your bluff, whichever one you want.
It's the same. Only an 8.
Okay. I get it. He's not Commander Shepard.
Damn it.
I say we do it.
Let's get in position.
Shoot, make a diversion. How quick can you get in without being seen?
Melovia just smiles. Well, I am an agent after all. Stealth is my specialty.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Can we figure out or scan what's the best possible spot to shoot to make a diversion?
I mean, I have to bring us a little bit closer. I mean, it's a pirate group. They shouldn't be able to detect our ship.
Well, you said
Rubicon's pretty
She's a good
cutting
ship.
edge.
You said as a stealth, you could stealthily do it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we can get closer. I mean, look, there's always a possibility that they see us. It just
All right. Let's move in. Let's do a quick
Yeah,
scan.
let's
Okay. All right, hold on, everyone. He like moves the Rubicon a little bit closer. You guys are seeing this asteroid like getting larger and larger in the viewport. He gets to like a distance where, from his sensors, you can clearly see again. Like there's this. The base itself doesn't look like it's that very big. Like you can see that now. There's clearly this opening where the ship can go. Like ships can go in. There's also like a little protrusion that seems to be like sticking out of the asteroid itself. Where you can see where it's man-made, it's or fabricated, and it looks to be painted to look like the moon surface, but it's clearly not the actual things. You can see that this is a base, and from his scan, he's like, guys, this isn't really that big. I mean, once he starts to like kind of draw on like the viewpoints, you can see it's like, yeah, the hangar's here. I mean, I don't think I could even fit the Rubicon fully in there. That seems like more like shuttles, but like, and he starts to draw a little bit more. I mean, this looks like a command center. This looks like a barracks and a cafeteria. This is supplies. I mean, really, I could hit pretty much any of this, and I mean, it really comes down to where do you think they're going to be holding the prisoners? I don't want to accidentally shoot them. I mean, they wouldn't be holding them in the hangar, right? I could shoot, but then you guys got to go in the hangar.
We may have to just go in normally through the hangar.
We don't want to risk harming any innocents in this.
Right. We have any shuttles on this ship that we could take to? We don't. Or do we?
I forgot to bring it.
Okay. Okay, so how would we be able to get on said asteroid if we don't have any shuttles? If you can't fit?
If you guys are trying to, like, strike in quick, I could bring us really close, straight to the hangar, and then blast the hangar doors open. You guys go in, and then grab them and then come out?
That's asking for a fight, which...
I'm fine with that. They need to be brought to justice.
We have no problem fighting. Commander.
How are we getting our 2 scientists with no suit onto a ship
That's true.
that can't dock?
We have any extra suits?
Well, yeah, of course.
So we bring the suits.
Well, we
Yes.
might, or we, perhaps they might have they have to have some sort of shuttle in the hangar. We'd steal it.
That's
No.
still risking it.
No,
We're not stealing anything.
we'll borrow it, and then I'll
No.
return it later.
Is it really stealing if it's from pirates?
We're not stealing anything.
Perhaps we could return it to its rightful owner once we've taken it.
I
What
know
are we,
you're.
good s-
Look,
what-
I know you're a Justicar. I know that it's all about, honor, laws, and codes. But when you're being hired by a very sketchy organization to pull out 2 scientists alive, sometimes laws must be compromised. I mean, your friend here is above the law. Doesn't that kind of put your Justicar pants in a bundle?
I will do what I must, but I will not break my code.
That's fine, I'll do it. And then I'll return the ship.
If I see
Jump
you
out.
steal, you will be under going against my oath.
Great. I won't be stealing. You have my word.
Well,
Don't let me see it.
Great.
Great.
I'm taking us in.
Yes.
Let's do this.
That's great.
Do you need a weapon? What are you gonna do?
Oh, I don't use weapons. I'll be fine.
Don't use weapons?
Are you going to stay in the med bay, or are you coming on the asteroid with us?
I'm a doctor. I can help in my own ways.
Yes, I'm very aware what
Just let me stand behind the Krogan.
Solarians could do. Well, you don't have to stand up behind them, but I trust in your abilities.
Thank you, Commander.
Yeah. Shall
I
we?
sort of eye. Just watching him out of the corner of my eye.
We're gonna get this mission done, Jazeera. We're gonna take back these people's lives.
Okay. So Xylo moves the Rubicon in. Everyone kind of gears up. Clearly, you guys are ready. You guys have your own suits. If anyone doesn't have suits, you have these 0G suits. You have a couple extra ones. An extra one to fit a Quarian or a Solarian, another one to fit a human. And he is just kind of, once everyone gets prepped, just accelerating towards the base. And he's kind of, you can see like a display next to like the back of the hangar as he's moving in closer. And again, just to confirm the mission, he's gonna like fire at the hangar door, blow it up, and you guys are gonna like go in and just grab it. Okay. So as he's moving at a high speed, everyone has that brief moment of anticipation as
Oh no.
Xylo, you just hear oops as you just see these 2 missiles just kind of leave leave the Rubicon, and everyone's kind of watching again. At this point, you're like super close. And you see that it's all supposed to be aiming towards the hangar door, and they just all hit the side of the moon, or like that other area was, and just as this explosion, and your guys are watching monitors, you can only imagine this explosion happens, and you just see chunks of the asteroid base and the asteroid itself and equipment and gear, and you just see as 2 little bodies kind of fly out
Oh my god!
of this area. And he's like, change of plans! And the ship kind of quickly lurches as he is now shifting it, and the The back door is opening up as you guys are now met with like the 0G coldness of space as he's kind of bringing you right up to the explosion, the breach now that has happened inside this moon base.
Oh, the base didn't. The whole base.
Not the whole base.
Okay, I was like, what?
He just blew up.
I was like, wait.
And I thought I was like, are those the two bodies
Yeah,
of Larry and
exactly.
the human? And like, we gotta go grab them.
They could be. As he just kind of turns, he rolled a 1. He rolled a 1. As you are now like at a breach, you're seeing as like vacuum is being like sucked out, equipment, but he's like queued you guys up to literally jump out and
go straight into the base.
There's no bodies out.
Not now. The
Okay.
things got sucked out into
Right.
space.
Okay.
Great, Commander. Stealth, just like you wanted.
Yeah. Xylo, good job. Not really. I'm just gonna move in.
I jump.
Okay.
It's now or never.
Can everyone roll for me, please, and do your balance?
Ooh, 16.
Ooh.
14.
16.
22.
Whoa. You guys, despite kind of this is your first kind of like mission together, the fact that this has gone completely off the rails already, you all kind of just badassly jump out of the back of the Rubicon and like all kind of just land perfectly in formation inside of this like wrecked, what now you guys are seeing looked like a command center monitoring station. So there's like equipment that's broken, sparking. There's like chairs that like literally as you're going through, like you just see the last little bit as a chair flies out. But this looked like it was a monitoring station. You quickly scan it and realize that this isn't necessarily where you would think they would keep prisoners.
Oh, good.
You're not 100% sure.
Can I do a quick scan of the consoles just to see if our pirate friends, if it's really just our pirate friends we're dealing with, or if it's possibly another group that they have made contact with and are working with?
Sure.
Looking for any kind of missives or any?
So you immediately run to like the computer terminal to kind of like get information from it. Go ahead and roll for me, please. Do your electronics. Granted, it's going to be this system just got hit with some small missiles, but so a lot of the systems got fried.
15.
It's wrecked.
Yeah.
This place is like there's some barely functional equipment, so you don't really get any more information on who these people were. But you rolled a 15 and you're kind of scanning. So as you're going through, you get a quick download of the schematics of the base itself, and it looks like in front of you again is this hallway that kind of leads into the further part of the base itself. It's not that large of a base. So you see that there are what looks like a captain's quarters, a dining area / mess hall, storage, the rest of the crew's quarters, and a bathroom, like a lavatory, and then the rest of the huge hangar.
Say that one more time.
The 4 main rooms are there's a captain's quarters, there's like a mess hall, storage, rest of the crew's quarters, and then what looks like a lavatory where people can go it's a bathroom. And then the hangar itself. So you guys are like right in like the command section, which is like near the front of it. So you can basically move into any one of those.
Should we split up?
I think we should stick together.
I can do this.
I agree.
The base is small
So I
enough
can
that
watch you.
we should all be able to cover enough ground to get through the base. It's pretty small.
Is the door closed to the room that we're in? Are we like in this vacuum?
It's like the door's closed. Like it automatically went into.
So
like,
first we got to
sealed.
get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done.
Oh my god.
I start I'm just whacking that door with my battle hammer.
Okay, go ahead and roll for me and do your melee.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That is an 18. Where's my melee? It's on. Where are you at, melee?
I guess do your base attack bonus. Sorry, there should be up here.
Yeah, it's right. Do you have a base attack?
It doesn't say. Oh, strength. Plus 10. Yeah, so that's a 28.
Man.
A 28.
Yeah.
Wait,
Just
what?
one, just giant like this Krogan. Who's been Krogan-y? I guess everyone just really didn't. He's just, I'll handle it, and just one maneuver just bashes down this door, and it just crumples in as. Again, this was the thing that was like stopping the door from like the vacuum. So now more stuff is like starting to like fly through. It's just kind of like debris and stuff. So this door is big enough though, the smash that everyone is able to kind of like clearly walk out of it. So
It's a timely mission. Let's go.
you guys are right here, right? This is this.
Oh, I didn't even see that up there.
This is this command room that you blew into. You just broke through this door right here. So there is a secondary door over here that is off to the side. But you broke the door that is this is the first one that you saw.
Well, that's sealed off. And going back into that room, we would have to. What is it? Okay, it's another one. The captain's quarters. I would think possibly that they'll be in there.
Let's check.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Okay.
So I guess what is that, down the hall?
Well, you're in this room right here. So
Okay.
you kind of broke this door. If
Right.
you want to, you can just. We'll do this. Let's imagine you broke this door. Yes. So
Yeah, that works.
You broke through it. Don't pay attention to that. You broke through it, and like right to the side of you is doors that would you from your schematics would be like the captain's quarters. The door is clearly locked. Because there's been a vacuum explosion.
I don't think that slamming, as fortuitous as it was, I don't believe that slamming our hammer down, especially on a room that could create a vacuum and possibly kill our two captives, is a bright idea. So why don't we just try to get this puppy open?
I find it quite odd that there's no alarms going off in this facility, despite it being hit by a missile.
Well, there were definitely bodies in here.
There were.
Yes.
And the alarm could have been destroyed in the command center. Still, we should be
Anyone-
alert.
Possibly.
Did anyone see the bodies?
Yes, 2 people.
Not
Allegedly.
Excellent.
I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do for them now.
Wow.
I'd like to try and hack the door open.
Sure.
Ah, gosh darn it, it's a 13.
You
Gosh, I have real good hacking too, but this is just a bummer.
yeah, you're trying to like go at it. Beep, beep, beep. It's still locked. At this point, everyone, you guys have plenty of oxygen and stuff in your suits. So there's no worry about that. But you're seeing as like farther up ahead. It's like again, all this air is like rushing out because you've now cracked this door, leading out to space, and like debris, papers, things are like flying out. Just all of a sudden, it just stops. So you know somewhere farther up, like another door closed to kind of like vacuum seal this area. So like things have stopped to fly at you, but you don't know where up here now a door is closed.
I still want to get in this command center. I noticed you were hacking it. Perhaps I can also use my Omni tool to help boost your hacking. Is it worth a shot?
Sure.
Let's give it a try.
I can also try to help by rolling my either electronics or hacking skill to assist.
Yeah, I do have a disruptor power, but that's not going to help me with a door.
Is that like ammo?
Yeah, I think that's ammo.
And then AI hacking too is much more like AIs that are fighting me. Yeah. Doors don't fight.
I could give it a shot.
Do it.
I'll try to hack the door. 10.
And that's with your
We're
also
having-
with your hacking skill.
10
that's
total.
I'm having a hard
Great.
time with this.
Awesome. Another door closes in front of it.
Nice.
Well, Janus is definitely picked the right people.
You're right.
Please no.
And
No!
I just bash it in again. I'm like,
Well, I can't say we tried. We didn't try.
I try that.
Okay.
13.
Okay, so you like smash this hammer. You see this Krogan is, I got it, and like you hit it, and you just see this the door that the secondary door that closed on top of it malfunctions and then opens back up, but that first door is still there.
I see that there's an entryway through the dining hall.
Mm-hmm. So you have all this on your schematics. You can
Yeah.
put, so.
Let's try the other way in.
Agreed. I'll follow you.
Excellent.
Taking my hammer.
Oh, please.
Okay.
I give the door like a slight kick in annoyance as we leave.
Sure. So you guys are kind of moving out this way, coming over here. Again, you're seeing that like all of this area as you walk out, there's a couple containers. It seems like there was equipment here. It's all like kind of thrashed because of this sudden decompression of like the room. Again, nothing's flying out this way. You're not encountering anything. As you make your way around the corner, there's like a door that's clearly like the dining mess hall area. Another door. Again, there's like a lockdown because there is a rupture in the base. So it's like locked, but it's lower of a lock because it's not like the captain's quarters.
More hacking! Oh, well now I roll a ding-dong 19. All right, that's a 26.
Okay.
Woo.
You, 26 you say?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going through this, and you're like, this door is way easier to bypass like the security measures. And you realize, well, I'm in here, and I'm in the system. So your 26 not only lets you unlock this door, but also lets you unlock the door to that captain's area.
Wow.
The door just, and again, like now, because it's a security override, it's like things are starting to, like utensils, plates, things are starting to fly out as you've now opened this door.
Yeah, I kind of quickly get in to everybody, and so we can close the door again.
Excellent.
Good work.
Great. As you all go in and you push the button to close the door, I need everyone to roll for me, please.
Oh, no.
God damn it.
And you're going to roll your initiative, please.
This is all Xylo's fault.
It really is.
Yeah.
Oh, a natural 20.
15.
Dang.
You said initiative?
Yes, please.
Roll initiative.
Where's that at, actually? Oh, there it is. 13.
8.
8. Okay. And when you got the 20?
Yes.
Okay. So some as soon as you guys go close the door, some shots are firing at you. They're coming, hitting the wall. You see what looks like clearly is a large individual. It's a Krogan. He's holding a shotgun in one hand as he's just like firing at you, and he's holding what looks like some sort of kind of weird sword in the other, and he starts to charge at you guys.
Oh.
I'm gonna do this real quick. Oh, of course. Okay, so where's my sheet?
What color is he? What does he look like? Is he like a older? Can I tell
He
you?
looks old. Yeah, he looks old and grizzled, but almost like, but not like the cool old grizzled where he's like a warlord.
Yeah.
The old grizzled that he's schlumping on a moon base. Okay. Malovia,
Yeah.
you go first.
I'd like to kind of roll out of the way.
Sure.
And get it behind. Oh yeah, I want to get behind some cover.
Okay. So you immediately kind of like, there's tables there that are kind of, some of the chairs and stuff are like knocked over, but you get behind cover easily, no problem.
Great. I'd like to pull out my pistol.
Sure.
And
Take
fire.
a shot.
Yeah, take a shot.
Go ahead and roll.
What do I roll for just a regular D20 for weapon? Yes. And then
Yes.
my base attack?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, no, it's a 5.
So in the process of kind of going behind cover, you're kind of firing, but even though he's like a big Krogan, this has all happened very quickly. So you just kind of fire. These shots go and miss behind him. Valkirk. What do you do?
I take my hammer and I charge the Krogan.
Okay.
And I want to just, while he's distracted, I'll like slam the hammer up like into his jaw. Just, you know.
Okay, go ahead and roll for me, please.
18.
Dang.
Okay, so you go, and it's just this, as he's kind of looking at you, and there's like a brief moment of like Krogan on Krogan. Like, it's not, most other species might be like look down upon other species fighting each other, but like this is part of like Krogan DNA, is like you fight.
Yes.
So as you're just like coming towards him, again, you've smashed these hammers, you want to show it off to all your friends, you just take this hammer and you just like smash into this Krogan. You just, as he kind of flies back a little bit, you see whatever sort of, go and roll for damage actually for me on that.
Oh, that's all. Okay, so it's a D6 plus weapon damage plus strength. Oh, that's a 6. 6. Where's my weapon damage on my hammer? There. Where are you at? Where are you at? There it is. Oh, it's 2d8. I'm so sorry. That's 2. I was doing the wrong damage. 2d8. So, that's a 1. Shit. And a 6. So 8 times. Yeah, that's it.
Plus all that other stuff.
Yeah. So
if there's a D6 there, you probably add.
So that was plus 6. Jesus. So 8 plus 6 is 14 plus my strength modifier, which is 4 plus 10. So that's a lot of damage.
Cool. So as you like hit him, you just hear like this, as like his armor just kind of like dents in a little bit. All of his shields go completely out, meaning this guy is 100% open for any other sort of attacks. Next up is Commander.
I don't think we've.
Is there
Dang,
any
I think your
vantage
base
point?
attack.
You're just you're in like an open room.
Okay.
You just gotta light this guy up.
I don't think so.
I go into cover
Okay.
and take out my sniper
Okay.
and aim my sights down. And what is he doing? Is he hunched over?
No,
or
he's like he got pushed back towards like the door, like to his chambers or whatever. The door didn't open, but he's just kind of. This is all happening like very quickly. So this is like each turn is like a couple seconds. So he's like knocked back. Drops like his sword. He's got like a shotgun in his hand.
Okay, I use my sniper to shoot his gun out his hand.
Okay, go and roll.
Now it's 3d. I think it's 3d6. So I'm just gonna roll it 3 times.
Well, first you gotta roll for your datum.
So what am I rolling for that?
That's your. Gonna be your base attack.
Oh, I just saw it. A base attack plus 3.
Yeah.
So.
And then you should have. Everybody should have. Yeah, just do that for now.
Okay. So 8 plus 3, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, so you're in close quarters. You pull out the sniper rifle. You're trying to aim it, but he's getting knocked back. So as you fire the sniper shot, you're trying to wield it in a very close area, and it goes just past him and hits the wall. Valor. All this is happening. What do you do?
Sure. I'm just going to quickly slide behind some cover, and to try to save myself some time later, punching on my Omni tool to cast Team Support.
Okay. And what does that do?
It buffs everyone's defense by 2 times my intelligence modifier.
Oh,
So
dang.
your intelligence modifier is
4.
Dang.
Whoa.
Okay. Yeah. So everyone just kind of feels as
Don't worry, everyone.
you're getting like this bonus from this kind of update to everyone's armor. Okay. And then Jazeera, you've seen this pirate. He's there. He's clearly kidnapped people, from what you can tell. He's ready to fight. He's dropped his sword, but he's got a shotgun. He's clearly has no intentions of parlaying with you all. What do you do?
Can I pick up his sword and try to impale him with it?
Yeah, sure.
Whoa.
What should I roll for that? Is it
I'm going to say, for a couple of different reasons, you just kind of pick it up. I'm just going to let you pick it up. So just roll for the melee.
Okay. With the 20. 10.
Okay, plus do you have your base attack?
Where is that at? Oh, 1.
Okay. You go to swing at him or to spear him with it, and as you do, he just grabs the sword. So it's like you just see his like blood is starting to like come out of his hand, but he just like grabs it and like this powered hand just crunches the sword and like has it like snap and crunch underneath it. And now he's upset, and now he's gonna attack you guys. So you're right there next to him, so he's gonna just like try to like he just like, moves the shotgun out of the way, and you're up close. He just has the shotgun. Or he moves the sword out of the way, and he has the shotgun on you. What is your defense?
Plus his 4.
That's plus 8.
12. Let me see. Oh, it's 8. Let's see. $32.
Oh my god.
And it's almost like these shots, she's like firing, and they should like be going into you. But again, this like strange like tech warp that has kind of gone throughout all you guys. It's just kind of causing these shots to go like around you, and these weapons just like these flashes are like going into the wall. And he's like to the point where he's like really upset. Going back to Malovia.
Yes, now that his shields are down, I'd like to take another shot at him. Ooh, I wish I had my book open. Trying to look at my... Great, yeah, I'd like to use my marksman ability.
Okay.
Because then, if I have a proficiency with pistols, I get a +2 when shooting with pistols.
Okay.
And it lasts 2 turns.
Cool.
Great. So it's a +2 with on top of my base attack. Great. Good. 13.
Even though like there's all this stuff that's going on here, you're like trying to fire at it. But the reason why even more so is he's kind of like engaged with Jazeera, and you don't want to hit her. So like as you're like pulling out the pistol to shoot at him and firing, he kind of like moves a little bit, and so you purposely kind of miss your aim a little bit so you don't hit Jazeera.
Yeah.
Which then means it's Volkirk.
All right, let's go. I'm gonna double check my BAB because does 10 seem right? I have it written down.
Whatever I wrote, that's for your damage.
Right.
Yeah, that's you said strength, right? That's up here. Your base attack is different.
I need to calculate my BAB.
Just roll for me.
Sweet.
And I'll figure it out.
It's given in your class, yeah.
it's
Yeah,
your
exactly.
class.
Yeah,
I think it's
it.
1. It should be 1.
Yeah.
But it's also adding. That's the part that I'm forgetting. It's adding your strength. So as you guys are shooting, you should be adding your dexterity.
Oh.
That's. I was like, this doesn't seem right. That's
Gosh
why.
darn it.
That totally makes sense. That's on me.
Hey,
It's also
it makes for a pretty cool scene. Right?
Yeah. Go and roll. Smash the in the face.
It's a 19.
It's a 19.
Okay, so that's a critical. That
Plus-
might be a critical for your weapon.
I think so. I got it right here.
Dang it, if I was using my dex, I'd be making all these hits.
I'm sorry. That's on me.
It doesn't say on here.
Okay, we'll keep it 20
with
then.
the critters,
So
yeah.
okay, so that clearly is gonna hit him.
Yeah.
So just roll your damage.
Sweet. Here we go. D2d8. 8 plus 7.
Oh my gosh.
15 plus a d6. That's 4. So that's 20. Plus my weapon oh no, that was my weapon
Strength,
plus
yeah.
my strength, which is a 4. So 24 plus 10, which is 34.
Oh my god.
And I'm not using biotics. That would be more if I did. Yeah.
So as like you're all kind of like shooting this again, you caught this guy a little bit unaware. So maybe like some of the ease of this is the fact that like he's not prepared. But like everyone. But even then, he seemed to be putting up this fight. But as Volkirk just kind of runs forward with this axe or this hammer, and you start to like bring it down whack-a-mole style on this Krogan's head. Do you say anything? Do you do anything?
I just say,
You're taking the prisoners!
Oh my god.
Sure. As like this hammer just comes down, and all that once was this Krogan head just like explodes and like goes
All over my helmet.
That's
all
my
over
catchphrase.
your helmet, all over the wall. Some of it even like if you guys aren't, everyone's in the splash zone for this one, so like some of it starts to go everywhere, and he just crumples to the ground. He actually crumples backwards to the point where the door opens up just automatically from the sensor, and you see that there's 2 individuals in there. One is a Solarian, one is a human. They are kind of tied up to some chairs.
Was it the captain's quarters?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you heard me, but we're taking you back.
I run up to them. And yeah, I go run up to them to untie them.
Okay, so as you untie them, the female Solarian, oh, yes, just please, thank you. Who are you? And thank you, but I don't want to waste any time. Let's get out of here.
We were sent by the Collective.
Oh, good, finally. It took them long enough. We just need to collect my gear, and then we should be good to go.
How many pirates were on this vessel? Did you see them all?
There were, it's hard to say. They took us pretty quick.
Okay.
I think I've kept count, and there should only be 5 now here at this point.
So there's 2 left.
Oh, good. You've taken care of 3 of them?
Yes.
Great. Well, let's not worry about them and just get out of here.
Great. Where's your gear?
It should be out there in the hangar.
Okay.
Great.
Well, we should have him get the suits on first.
Yeah, so they suit up.
I don't want any vacuum.
No. They suit up. You guys kind of get them. You go out, and like kind of there, maybe because it kind of got sucked in when the decompressured in the command zone. But there's like this box, like this black, kind of like featureless box. And she's like, oh, good, yes, that is mine. If you can just, you're strapping young Krogan. Will you just pick that up, and we will be on our way.
Wait.
At this point, the Rubicon is like now repositioned back at like the breach in the hull, and he's like, we gotta go. Yeah.
Let's go.
I pick up this cube.
Cube is a good word.
Yes, and I carrying it over my head and just running. Ah!
Great. And as you all kind of jump into the Rubicon, the door closes behind you. The ship just jettisons away from the asteroid base. And that's where we'll end today.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for going super long on this one, guys.
What's
I appreciate
in the cube?
That. What's in the cube? Great. We kind of sped that one along, but, you know, it's fine. I'll read up on some stuff. But, guys, this is so much fun.
Yeah, man.
I have a
Heck
blast.
yeah.
We'll streamline some of this stuff for next time, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
So,